Welcome, Baltimore and beyond, to an incredible episode of Sanity Lounge. Tonight, the boys welcome Daphne Eckman to the program. Daphne is an Annapolis songwriter who has blasted onto the scene and earned serious street cred with the debut of her incredible album, Where You Left Me. Today, Daphne is joined by her bandmate, Thomas Ginger Wolf Beal. Join us as we dive into this gem of a musician's journey from the docks of Annapolis to Baltimore. As always, stay for the live performance following the interview. And don't forget to subscribe to the what'shappeningbaltimore.com calendar to stay with the streets.
Welcome, Baltimore, to another episode of Sanity Lounge. We have Daphne Eckman and Thomas in the studio today. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
The incredible Daphne Eckman. It's wonderful to meet you. I've been listening to the Spotify cuts. Love them.
Thank you.
And the performance was awesome. I
Yes.
mean,
That you'll hear later.
Right. You'll hear it later, but we just witnessed.
We do
it
things in
live.
reverse.
Right. Before we get into the performance, we're going to hover where we were. Daphne just disclosed that she's a Muppet maniac.
Yes.
It's important to Sanity Lounge, the Muppets, as, you know,
Yes.
I have a Dr. Teeth tattoo.
Oh,
He does.
Yeah.
Yep.
And Woe Davis and I and all of our friends have been huge Muppet maniacs our whole lives. Now, when you said, you just told us a story that you would watch the Muppets driving to your grandfather's in
Yeah.
Virginia. Are you talking about the 70s Muppet show?
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
nice.
OG, like Florence
Right, yeah.
Nightingale.
Wow.
Actually,
Yeah.
that's not her name. Is that her name? It's not, because Florence
Florence
Nightingale.
Henderson.
Florence
Yeah, I was
Henderson.
going to
Yeah,
say,
right,
Florence
right.
Henderson. She
I'm
was the
going
nurse,
Florence
I
Yeah.
think.
Right. Henderson, she always was a Muppet.
I was
Everyone's
like,
gonna think
damn,
of
was
fake.
Florence Nightingale on the Muppets?
Sorry,
go
guys.
way back.
No, that's
Florence
great.
Cut that out, cut that out.
it's
No,
wonderful.
Elton John was
Yeah.
a good one.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
The
Well,
Star Wars one?
Right.
Do you remember that one?
The
There's
Mark
like the-
Hamill one.
Yeah, that Mark Hamill.
Maybe.
Oh.
No, because I didn't care, because I was like 9, and I was like,
Right.
I didn't
Right,
care
right,
about the
right.
girl guests.
Can you really say that in front of a Gamorrean
I was gonna
guard
say,
and
Yeah.
Bib Fortuna and
I know, I like Star Wars too. I just like don't have the knowledge to
Right,
talk
back
about
then
it.
you probably weren't even aware of it if it was
Exactly.
Muppet time or whatever.
Yeah.
Right.
No,
But
my
that-
dad. It was required viewing after at a certain point.
That's
but-
wonderful because Woe Davis and I actually, like a year or two ago, and our buddy Josh just took our kids to the Muppet movie because it was replaying.
Yeah.
You know, they do those retro shows.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I mean, dude.
Man, it seems like it was a couple years ago, but that was definitely pre-COVID.
Yes.
That was in
Whoa,
the
shit. So
teens.
that was like 6 years ago.
Six.
Yeah, it was a
Damn.
while ago.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
flies.
cool. We took our kids to see the original Muppet movie at Owings Mills Cinema.
And I will tell you this, Daphne, if you consumed the old Muppet Show, don't sleep on Disney. There was a show that had one season, and it was just called The Muppets.
Oh, was it the one where they tried to make it like The Office?
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I loved it. But
Yeah.
it was like 6 episodes.
Right.
I've heard it got really bad reviews. That's why I
It
didn't watch
did,
it. They were
but
like,
it
"This
did.
isn't the real Muppets."
It did, but it was great.
It was ahead of its time.
Yeah.
Like now, it would be people didn't get it. They were
Yeah.
like, "What the fuck?" But it was ahead of its time.
It was
I
just the
stand by
Muppet
it.
Show. It was just backstage of the Muppet Show.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
Kermit. There was an HR representative for sexual harassment, and like Piggy was. You know, it
Yeah.
was just brilliant. Like
Yeah.
it's good shit. All right, so real quick,
Yeah.
let's bring it back to you.
Yeah.
because the interview is about Daphne Eckman. We'll start with you. What's your calling to music when you were a kid? Like what made you think about music first?
I think I've always been pretty musical, just musically inclined. My grandpa was is still a drummer in the local like Annapolis scene. And my mom always like had great music taste, was just constantly playing music and singing. She played like a little bit of guitar too, just super casually. So I've like always been around music. And I started taking piano lessons when I was in the 2nd grade, and there was some song that I was learning that had, you'd sing to it. So I was singing it. And then my piano teacher at the time like pulled my mom aside, and she was like, you should you should put her into singing lessons. But I heard this and I was like, I thought she was saying that I was really bad at singing. So I had this whole meltdown.
Right.
Yeah, like
Because I was like, damn, I thought I was holding the tune or whatever.
That's funny.
it was more to like hone the skill, not
Yeah.
to learn the skill.
Yeah.
Right. She wasn't saying that you were a shit sandwich.
Yeah,
She was saying you're spectacular.
I took it super
Right.
personally. I remember I'm like a dramatic person, so I was like dramatically like crying in the hallway, and I was like, "Ugh, I'll never be a singer, whatever."
Right. At 9.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
That's
But
awesome.
I ended up being put in vocal lessons, and my teacher at the time was very theater centric, so she taught me a bunch of musical theater songs, and I knew nothing about Broadway or anything, but I got really into it from there. And
Miss
so-
Daphne, let me ask you this. When you were taking the piano lessons, was that forced upon you, or you wanted to take piano lessons, or...
I wanted to play Pokemon cards. Like,
I got you.
like I enjoyed piano, but it was not my idea. My mom, it's always been really important to my family for my mom.
That's good
to like
stuff.
have like a well-rounded. She wanted me to like play piano and like learn Latin and
Nice.
Greek mythology.
Be
so,
cultured.
Yeah,
Greek
exactly.
mythology.
That's
So
good
do you
parenting.
play the piano? Did you stop and switch to guitar, or do you
Yeah.
still play?
My parents have a piano that I play, and the only reason that I stopped playing the keyboard was because when I started writing songs, it was just not accessible. Like you can't carry around a keyboard everywhere.
Right.
So that's why I switched to guitar. And then the guitar was so convenient that I just kind of never went back. But every once in a while, I miss piano, and it's like Spanish too, where like you take it for so long and then you stop, and then you forget, and then you come back to it, and you're like, oh god, I remember little bits and pieces. But I wish I like continued with this.
Right.
Because when you're a kid, like, or a teenager, like, you don't care. You're like, I don't want to take piano lessons anymore. I want to like hang out with my friends.
Right.
Right.
So
You rebel. Your natural
Yeah.
thing is to just
Yeah.
rebel against that.
and then you regret it as an adult because you're like, damn, I could have been so good at piano by
Right.
now.
Well, that's why one of my sons, they're both in band, and my oldest plays the flute, and he's good at it,
Yeah.
and I'm just hoping he sticks with it.
Yeah.
And he keeps
Yeah.
playing it. So are you self-taught on the guitar?
Yeah. I've taken a couple of lessons from like my friends who I think are just genuinely good guitarists. Like Noah Pierre taught me a couple of
Oh,
lessons.
really? Yeah.
Yeah, I went straight to the,
Right, I
the
was gonna
source.
say.
I was like,
Yeah.
and it was fun. I needed to be like kept accountable, and it's also hard when like you're self-taught for so long and like you know how to play. You can make your way around the guitar. Like I can finger pick and everything, but like you don't know scales or anything, and
Theory and all that
yeah,
kind of stuff.
and like I don't know. It's hard for a guitar teacher to start with someone who like kind of knows what they're doing, but knows it in a weird way if you're not consistent. And I just wasn't consistent with the lessons, so I'm still self-taught, but I just kind of learned stuff from learning tabs online that I like. And
When
all
you
that.
were 9 and taking the piano lessons and stuff like that, discovering your voice, what kind of music were you listening to? Like, do you remember? Like, what?
I think, well, back then, it was just a lot of stuff that my mom put on, like probably like Fleet Foxes, and Patty Griffin was a big one at home.
Fleet Foxes.
Yeah, but I think when I started writing music, I was like 13 or 14, and I was listening to like a lot of like pop punk emo bands. So like I loved 21 Pilots.
Okay,
I was
nice.
a
I
huge
still love 21.
Yeah, and there was a time like I definitely shunned it. Like I was so into 21 Pilots. Like it was my first band that I think I was legit like fangirl obsessed over, and then I pushed it away. And I like also like dated people and like were friends with people who were just like judgmental, so I
Sure.
shoved it away. And then when I started to like reclaim my interests, which is what I've been doing since, you know, being in a healthy relationship or being single, I was like, 21 Pilots is still really good. Like
Yeah.
They are. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. This is
It's
my thing.
impressive,
It's kind
yeah.
of like Justin Timberlake. Like, you want to not like the guy, but the fact is that he's talented, and even though I want to hate him, there is
I
a
like that
there
you said
there.
Justin Timberlake. Is
I
that
did.
how you feel? That's such an interesting poll.
Well, this is because about 10 years ago, I remembered proclaiming, look, I like the guy. I don't know what to tell you. Like, I like Justin Timberlake. And a couple people around me were like, you suck. And a couple people were like, well, yeah, duh. And I'm like, why do I rebel against this guy? And the only thing I can think of is he's
Peer pressure.
He's so damn handsome. And it's like, you're just like...
Yeah, he's handsome, but he's
what the hell are you
talented
supposed
too.
to do? I mean, well, that's my thing, is that you can't deny talent, which is the point. You know, it's like... And 21 Pilots, man, I thought it was a full band.
Right.
And then I see it's two guys, and that drummer is...
Yeah.
I mean, he's like a Swiss timepiece, dude. He's incredible.
Yeah.
And they're not even, you know, like, I think they're great. But
Yeah, and there's nothing controversial about them. I think people just, like, don't like the fact that it is Christian rock music. But once you embrace the fact that it's,
is
like,
that
Christian...
right?
Yeah. Oh, he's super Christian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That guy, the weirdo guy, like the main guy?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, like,
Didn't
all of
they-
his music is about, like, his relationship with
They
himself
accepted
and
an
God and all that.
award in their underwear once.
Yeah.
A Grammy, and they did that because they said if they ever won a Grammy, they would accept the award in their underwear.
Wow.
And they held up to their
So the
their
All My
promise.
Friends Are Heathens
Yeah,
guy
Yeah.
is a Christian rock.
I don't think I knew that.
I didn't
but
know that. That's
I may
incredible.
have.
If
I mean,
you-
it's
My
not
wife's a big
Christian
fan
rock,
of
but
those
they're
guys.
probably
If you
deep
listen,
in the game or
if you
something.
listen to like the first album, the self-titled 21 Pilots album, and if you just literally listen to anything else like Trees or whatever, it's like a lot about his relationship with his faith and
Wow.
like his relationship with himself, and like obviously like he does a lot of work in his music for like tell people, why am I saying prevent suicide? I was about to be help people not commit suicide. But
That's all right.
there's like a better way to say
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
But I think it was like his big issue was like why, like his relationship growing up in the church and his personal relationship with God, but he also like didn't want to be here and like why he would feel that way.
Wow, that's some heavy
Yeah.
shit. I love
Yeah.
this shit. Yeah, because
Oh, I was in it.
You're like-
and like I'm not
Right.
even religious, but
Right.
it just whatever speaks to you speaks to you.
Right.
sure.
Yeah. They're
So-
not Stripe or Christian rock. but
No,
they're Christian
right. I
rock.
guess they're not officially that,
Yeah,
but
no,
it's
that's
you
cool.
can see the guy's spiritualism
Yeah,
through the
I did
lyrics
not
and stuff
know
like
that,
that.
no.
Right, that's wild. Good
I'm
stuff.
always here to
Yeah.
tell
Yeah.
the gospel of 21 Pilots.
Thomas,
No, it's
what's
awesome.
your journey to your instrument, sir?
Yeah.
Well, I want to open
Oh,
this
yeah.
just make sure we
Yeah.
get this cold one going.
sounded
That was
great.
satisfying.
Nice,
Oh,
that
wow.
was satisfying. Damn, you waited a long time,
Yes,
Thomas.
he did, man.
I feel like a dick
I
now.
love it.
Like I
That's
remember you
dedication.
saying that out there.
I've wanted to open a root beer on a podcast my whole life.
That's
so
wonderful.
This is wish fulfillment.
That's
I love
incredible.
All the
Incredible.
firsts we've had here.
Wow, this is
That's
this
great.
This is crazy.
Well, first of all, wait. Before, what was your first instrument?
Oh. So technically, did you ever see those like metal alligators that had the little clicker in them?
Metal alligators.
This is
I think I'm picturing
probably
what
lost
you're-
on everybody now, but it was that. Yeah, because my kindergarten teacher was very supportive of any like artistic endeavors that any of us would have, and she would not only say go do it, she would help us do it.
Right.
And I wanted to start a band, and I had my kindergarten tissue box guitar with the rubber bands.
I
remember.
So I
love
had that, and then I had these little clickers, and we could keep time with them. So she had us make a band. It was I think it was 8 of us in that class, and we got to perform in front of
Nice. Yeah, the
assembly.
little metal like.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a really
I-
annoying sound, but
Right,
that was
right.
my first. And then in 5th grade, I did percussion. So I started off on drums, and then went to bass, and then
That's what you were waiting
guitar.
for. That is.
Yeah,
You both have history with drums. Your grandfather. And,
yeah, and uncle.
Oh yeah.
I'm horrible at them though. I mean, I've
That's all right.
I've moved on from them.
Sure.
I do love the rhythm section though.
Your heart beats.
Yeah.
That's true.
I played a lot of bass over the years. Steel guitar is probably my main instrument, though.
Yeah, well, you're outstanding. Yeah.
Thanks.
And what is it? You had a few different git fiddles in there. You had a banjo or a banjo proper, and then what?
It's a Weissenborn. So if you know pedal steel and lap steel and dobro and all that. The first one was a Weissenborn, which was a Hawaiian instrument that kind of was stumbled on with a guy picking up a rail spike and running it along his guitar, and he got that
wow.
sound. So
Nice.
yeah, it doesn't have frets. The strings just sit up above the instrument.
Yeah, it sounds great.
We've had a dobro in here.
We did. Hat and Hair
Yep.
came in.
Oh, I've heard of them.
Yeah, and
That's
the
cool.
that guy actually makes he makes
makes
his own
Effects.
effects
pedal.
gears for
Oh, cool.
those guitars
Yeah.
and stuff. You ought to look into his
didn't know that.
episode. He plugs his business, but he
That's
does
really cool.
something
Yeah.
unique And he's made a lot of sales to like relevant people.
People like you.
Well,
Right.
yeah, I'm known
Yeah.
in the band as the tinkerer because like most of not the acoustic instruments, but most of the instruments I play, I assembled in some fashion.
Oh, you're that guy. We all need that guy in the band. I can
That's
tell you
cool.
that.
I don't know that you need that guy.
It's better to have
but
that
they
guy.
sure have it. Yeah.
God, I love the
He's
word
like, can we
tinker,
stay
too.
a little bit
It's a great
longer
word.
in this city? I need to get a neck from some guy on Facebook
Yeah,
Marketplace.
that did happen.
What happened?
We had to stay a little longer in Boston on tour
Because he
in
needed
January.
to buy something.
Yeah, I had to buy a neck.
That's so funny.
Facebook Marketplace.
You said what? You're
Yeah.
like, are you kidding? Is it no?
I was like, you know what? Whatever. Torchmore. Who cares?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
So, are you both from Annapolis, correct?
Yeah.
That's got a nice music scene.
Yeah.
So the first time I saw you was way back. I mean, I think it was like 2022. You were on stage with Scribe at First Thursday.
Yeah.
That was
yeah.
cool.
That was so special.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a really cool experience.
And then you just opened up September. I don't even know if you know this. She opened up for Pigeons playing ping pong at the
Oh,
first
shit.
Thursday this
Oh,
year.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
That
fun.
was a great show.
Back in August.
Yeah.
Oh wait, did
That
you
was-
see that show?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Oh,
Maybe
cool.
I remember you telling me
Yeah.
that actually. That's awesome.
That was probably the biggest crowd that
That's
we
what I
played
was gonna
for.
ask, if-
Yeah.
And it was catered by Ekuben.
Yes. Shout out Ekuben. Do you guys know Ekuben?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
The food.
Yeah.
The
In
food.
Baltimore.
No, give it to me. What,
Yeah,
yeah.
the-
What kind of?
I'd say it's Asian fusion.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
That
it's
place.
crazy good.
That was backstage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Outside. Well, me and my wife are supporters, so we're always in the VIP.
Oh, good.
So we get
Oh, you still
deep
got
past
that.
squad.
Okay, I thought I saw you actually.
Yeah, yeah.
When I walked in here today, it was like, you look familiar.
Yeah, that's where.
Yeah, now I
we
will-
were right up front
Yeah.
there.
I will say though, he also looks like BJ from Lowercase Blues.
No,
if you've ever
yeah,
seen
if you've
Lowercase
seen those.
Blues.
No, I wasn't mixing them up.
All right, I was gonna say because you'd be
No,
surprised.
we were standing like right there,
I
like
got you.
this close.
I
Actually,
think
probably from
he's
the
actually in
stage.
some of the pictures.
Oh, that would be-
Really?
Yeah, like yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Nah, but we're always
We have
down
something
there.
to post.
I'll find it. Yeah.
So what? When you pulled up, you were like, "Oh shit, there's that guy."
No,
I
He's
remember
been
him.
trying to figure out where he
said,
knows me
"Damn."
from.
I don't have the mental fortitude to make those connections.
Yeah,
but,
I
He
now
did
we've made them.
eventually though.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's great.
That's awesome.
Everything usually comes full circle eventually in here.
That's true.
So Daphne, you're rocking piano. The singing lessons happen. Your mom gets pulled aside and is like, "Look, your daughter's the shit. We got to hone this craft." Where do you go from there? How long does that training last? Like,
So that was second grade. I don't know how old you are in second grade, to be honest.
me neither.
Like 7 or 8 or something.
All right.
You're that old?
6, 7, I
in
think.
second grade?
In
I
second
feel like because
grade.
you probably don't go to first till you're 6,
Yeah,
right?
I don't know.
I don't know shit. I have 2 kids.
I don't know either, but I'm just gonna say I was probably like 7.
Okay.
I feel like that's a good
It's a
thing.
safe bet.
Yeah, safe bet. So I took vocal lessons and changed a bunch of teachers until like sophomore year. So again, what is that? How many years is that? Oh, math. It's 8.
And you were doing theater and stuff in that time too?
Yeah, so because she was really into musical theater, I was doing like her musical theater summer camps too. So she was doing all of these, plays that, now that I think about it, she definitely didn't have any rights to do. But we were doing them illegally and it was awesome. We did like Matilda.
Oh,
Oh,
I
that
was
would be
Matilda. But it was like right when Matilda was on Broadway, so
Right.
we definitely couldn't do it. But then we did Into the Woods, and that was my first role
I
in
remember
a musical
Into the Woods.
theater, in a play or a musical, and I was Little Red Riding Hood, and I was 9, and that was pretty epic.
And how do you do with nerves on nights like that? Were you always fine with it, or did you kind of learn how to deal with it?
I think I've always been like a glutton for attention, so I liked it. I think I would get nervous, but I was never like, oh, I can't do this. I was definitely like, I get to be on the stage and everyone can look at me.
Right.
We did Oliver, and I was the Artful Dodger, and I remember my musical theater teacher, she was like, okay, so everybody, like, you can do an accent, you don't have to do an accent, but if you want to do an accent, I mean, it's like, it's in Britain, right? Like, you're street rats, you're orphans, like, and
So they gave you the option.
I was the only one in the whole play to do a hard Cockney accent.
That's hilarious.
And there's, I mean, I shouldn't say this because then people could track it down, but there's videos because my dad put it on YouTube, and like the person that I was doing the scene with, who played Oliver, was just, you know, speaking in a normal like a kid playing Oliver, and then I was like, "Got any lodgings, money?"
That's incredible.
I can't wait to find that.
That's incredible.
I'm putting it.
Yeah, I've always gone the extra mile.
No, that's great.
incredible.
That's awesome.
All the other kids are like, man, like I don't feel
They're
like
I don't want to
learning
be in
it."
a scene.
Yeah, yeah. I was doing a killer box step too. It's
awesome.
awesome.
That's
That is
hilarious.
fantastic.
Yeah, but I was doing a lot of musical theater, and then as I got older, like right before high school, I kind of was more exploring like my own writing, because I feel like when you're in like 7th, 8th grade, that's kind of where things in your life, like you're more aware of like the relationship dynamics you have with people, and like that's where things get messier,
Right.
and like going through puberty, you're just like feeling all these weird things. So that's kind of when I started writing my own stuff, and then that's also about the same time that I was listening to all that emo music, so
Right.
I was just really really in my feelings. But once I started, because I was, another key piece of information is I was homeschooled 3rd through 8th grade, which explains a lot probably. But once in high school, when I went to school for that, I was just writing a lot more and didn't have as much time to do
So
theater.
wait, real quick, 3rd through what grade?
8th grade.
Eighth. So during that time, did your parents teach you, or did somebody?
Yeah, well, I think when we were more like literal for the 3rd and like 4th grade, we had different like curriculums my mom bought.
Gotcha.
But by the end of it was more of like online school.
I got you.
Yeah, which
Because
is
I didn't ever knew what that would look like. I'm like,
Yeah.
what, does somebody come to the house, or is it like dad? Or
Yeah.
they just
So,
give you
Yeah. So
paper?
how was the transition into high school? Just fine.
it was I would say pretty smooth.
Yeah.
The school that I went to is really small. It was it's called Key School. It's in Hillsmere. You don't know where that is, but it's by my house.
Yep.
And which I just doxed myself, but there you go.
That's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. But they were super small, and they were focused on like the same like kind of classical teaching as like what my mom prioritized. So it ended up being like pretty smooth. And
Were you a nervous wreck, like thinking about, like, did you see Karate Kid before you started, and you were like, holy shit, bullies and shit? Or
I probably should have gotten bullied more than I did, I would say. But I was
hot take?
yeah, hot take.
So why would you say that?
I was just
Yeah.
awkward, and I had no shame, and
And a mouth.
yeah,
Everything.
Yeah, I mean it was fine.
I mean, were you an asshole, or were you just
no,
like,
no.
I'm just asking. I'm saying, like,
No, I was just like brace face,
Right.
bangs,
I gotcha.
like shamelessly myself.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's
that was,
good.
yeah, not in that environment.
But yeah, I
though.
guess it
like,
would be
definitely-
off-putting.
Yeah, I definitely got like I mellowed out throughout high school. But now that, I'm reconnecting back with that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it wasn't bad, but I did like theater throughout high school. So I was still like, I didn't mellow out that much. I was in theater. I was a theater
Right.
kid.
So when you went to high school, you started rocking theater in high school as well?
Yeah. And like once I graduated, that's kind of the last I did with theater, which every once in a while I'm like, damn, I want to be in a play. Like my plan, if music doesn't work out, or I get to a point where I'm like super super successful, I'm just gonna like fake my own death, have a different name, and then go join a Broadway play.
That'd be wild. It's like Eddie and the Cruisers.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. She wants to live. Yeah, that's good pull there.
Thank you,
Good pull,
thank you,
good
thank
pull.
you. Thomas, this is a weird question, but how old are you?
36.
All right, you look great,
36.
babe. I was just wondering
Thank
if you
you
got
so
the. I didn't know if you got the Eddie and the Cruisers reference.
Right.
but,
No, I didn't.
I didn't either.
Yeah.
there was a movie in 19. I figured that's why I asked him first. But
Yeah.
1984,
Yeah,
great.
it's an old movie.
83 maybe, but a great forgotten classic about a rocker who fakes his own death, and they think they don't know
Right.
if he fakes his own death.
Spoiler alert.
Right. Well, there is an Eddie and the Cruisers part 2.
There is.
Eddie lives. So, Anyway, it's not about Eddie. It's
Right.
about Daphne. Look, I almost said Miss London, and then I looked at you.
I told you he would say it.
This is
Two
about
Daphnes.
Daphne Eckman. We know.
Sometimes
So,
it's about Eddie.
what's that?
Sometimes it's about Eddie.
Yeah. Sometimes it is.
Yeah.
So going through high school, you're acting, theater,
Yes.
playing music,
Yeah.
but for yourself.
Yeah. I was playing a lot of ukulele.
Mm-hmm.
That was before I played guitar. So like I picked up ukulele before guitar because my sister wanted to play it, and then I said I want to play it, and then she was like, "Well, I don't want to play it anymore because you're playing it." She's younger, so so
Right,
that's
yeah.
so I kind of took that over, and as I do, it's kind of an asshole move, but I started writing on ukulele, just like songs about like my internet friends and stuff, and like what's going on at school. And then I recorded a song for the first time with Brian Ewald. Do you know him?
No. Is
Yeah.
that Phoebe's song?
No, Brian Ewald is he's like a really great guitarist from the Annapolis area, and he works with PRS a lot. But like I went to school with his son, and we'd known each other for forever, and my grandpa played drums for him.
Cool.
So like he records for people. So I had this song called My House that I recorded and put out in high school.
That's good. That's
Yeah.
good shit because it's good street cred. You've got a little bit of, it's like a cool studio, cool dudes
Yeah.
recording it.
Yeah.
Some lineage through your family.
Yeah.
That's good stuff.
So it was fun. It was a fun first experience, but I kind of, when I was starting to record my album and stuff with the new, you're like over 18 and you're not 13 anymore. I kind of wiped that out from the internet. But it was good. I was starting to write, and I was kind of getting the hang of like what it feels like to write.
Were you gigging at that point at all? Or?
I would play every once in a while in Annapolis, but I wasn't gigging
like coffee shops
regularly.
or something?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. It was irregular because like I had school and stuff. I didn't
Right.
really start taking music seriously like the way that it is my career now until after COVID when I graduated during 2020. So
Wow.
yeah.
So I believe I read you were planning to go to Towson
yes.
for vocal
Yeah.
performance, and it just took a whole shift. And that's
Yeah.
when you decided to like go all in on music.
Right. Yeah, I didn't so I was going to Towson, and then the orientation was in like June 2020, and it was like a Zoom thing, and they told us like we couldn't have roommates, and I had made this friend, and I was like, well, if I can't have roommates, like what the heck? Why am I going to college if I'm not going to have the college experience?
Right.
Plus I'm going to school for music, which involves performing, which involves like connecting
People,
with
yeah.
people, and I just like didn't see the point in doing that. So I just dropped out before I started going. And that year I just worked at a coffee shop and was writing a lot. And there's an open mic over the bridge in Stevensville at this place called Classic Brewery.
Oh, I love Cold Classic.
Yeah.
I love going to see shows.
That venue is kind of the whole reason I attribute that to like everything. Like, that's where
nice.
my first show was. That's the first friends that I made. I met my bassist there, like who was the start of the band.
I got married there.
You got married at
At
Almost
Cold
got
Classic?
married.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Do
Anyway.
they have a lot of weddings, or was that the only one?
No, I've seen some like posts or whatever where they advertise like, and we've had a wedding.
Right.
A
That's awesome.
wedding. That's
Dude,
awesome.
you've never been there, have you?
No,
Dude,
'cause-
this place is fantastic.
It's great.
It has a private room with a stage and but it's like a movie house.
It's like alive.
yeah.
Like
like-
there's
Is
so
that the
much
where they do
there.
the New Year's show? Or what
that's
what
where I
show?
saw Lowercase Sweet
Okay.
Lita and they were
Yeah,
the New
I've
Year's
seen
show,
videos
I've been
from
there a
there,
bunch.
Yeah, I want to check it out.
But it's like a movie house too.
Wow.
Like there's a gigantic screen, and like we were there. The last time we were there was to see Kelly Bell, Sweet Lita, and Lowercase, or Madison Bailey, and they had just episode Phantom Menace playing on the screen outside. It's huge too.
Yeah.
Huge.
It used to be a grocery store, the Acme grocery store.
Yeah, it's a fantastic place to play.
But yeah, I mean, that was like a huge deal because that open mic, you have like a stage, you have lights, you have sound, which I feel like is so important for like honing your craft and also getting the confidence to
it's a whole other ballgame.
Yeah, it's a venue. Like you're playing, it's not like a corner of a bar. It's like you're playing a show. And I mean, at the time, like everybody wanted to hear live music because it was COVID. So people were going, and like all of the musicians that didn't have gigs would come to this open mic, and it'd be kind of this way that we could still share music. And so that was really important. I met so many people through there. And then from there, I had, once everything started opening back up again, obviously everybody wanted live music. So like, remember the glory days of like 2022 where every single venue that even if they can't accommodate music had music because everybody craved it.
Yes.
I was gigging like 6 times a week. Like everybody had music. It was awesome.
And also about that time, just to hover, what was awesome with giggers was a lot of those venues didn't go back to late hours until late. Like a lot of them stayed at like 7 to 10 or 7 to 11. And you're just like, this is fucking great. Like I'm home at midnight or whatever. And then eventually they all went back to 9 to 1 or 8 to midnight. Or, you know.
Yeah. I played like one gig that was like a 3 or 4 hour gig. I don't remember what it was, but it was to midnight or something.
Right.
I was like, never again. That is a boundary. Like I go to bed at 9, honestly.
Good for
if
you.
I don't gig, like I'm such a sleepy person. Like
That's funny. You're a wild one. She's like 9 o'clock. Golden Girls, and I go to bed.
Exactly. I put my nightgown on. And I put my
slippers.
Right.
Yeah.
You get hot tea.
Yeah. I put my Netflix show on.
That's funny.
Yeah.
What's your Netflix show? Look.
You know what? I've been watching. It's not on Netflix though. It's on Paramount Plus. I just said Netflix, because you say Netflix. But have you guys seen Yellow Jackets?
Oh my gosh!
Nope.
So listen.
I love that show.
So listen, we're jumping segments. Don't be pissed off at me. I'm not doing it.
It's fine.
I'm not doing it.
No, Can we be spoiler conscious here?
We're going to absolutely.
Okay.
We're going to
Conscious.
get to this. We're going to get to the entertainment portion at the end of the episode, Daphne. It's my fault for bringing it up.
No, it's okay. I have lots to talk about though.
No, it's fine.
Me too. So we're going to get to Yellow Jackets, but let's continue on your music career currently. So you're writing songs. COVID ends. You have a plethora of songs.
Yeah.
Ready to go. You're confident, or you still need to find a band and kind of put them together.
So I think everything was really divinely timed, because the fact that I didn't go to school left that whole year for me to write, and I was writing more than I have even to this day, like just consistently writing, and eventually, everything opened up and I had a bunch of songs, and my uncle is my drummer, so he's always been a part of the band, so I've had my uncle, and then Graham Furness, who is my bassist, who we met at that open mic, and we were in very similar places with music and just decided to collaborate because like he was looking for people to play with, I was looking for a bassist, and he has a beautiful voice, so we were able to like kind of, he does all my harmonies and stuff.
Nice.
So we had that like core 3 because like drums, bass, guitar, like you can kind of do whatever with that. And then eventually I met Miko Dematic in Annapolis just at like a Halloween show. And he's a creative. He is in my band. I just was like, join my band. He's a really great guitarist. Has like a punk background. What do you call his like hardcore background? So he had like, but he loves like Phoebe Bridgers. So
that's fun. So he's got a bit of an edge, but he's still in the genre.
He can do the soft stuff, but he can do like the hard stuff too, which is really fun. And then Thomas was the last person in the band who, because I was recording my album, which I started recording that. I'm jumping around, but started recording that in 2022, and we had like, what's a 12-song album, I think.
Your album?
Yeah.
14.
Thank you. Okay, I didn't know that. It's a 14-song album.
It's 53 minutes.
Thank you.
It's a great album.
But who's
I
counting?
appreciate. That's so funny. I don't even know. But
That album came out this year, right?
Oh, the
Or
Last year, last January.
January
The
2024.
deluxe
Yeah.
has 14, I think. Yeah. That's what it is.
Okay. The deluxe is 14. I
Oh.
added those two. So you're a deluxe fan.
Yeah, Woe Davis is deluxe, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's always,
Alright,
yeah.
Come on, Davis.
That would be the double LP.
Yeah,
Right.
that's real. But I asked Thomas because he was friends with Graham, and like Thomas's project is called Ginger Wolf, and he did a
I
bunch
like
of
that
stuff
name.
in Annapolis.
Great
you
name.
can expunge on that.
Yeah,
too,
so
if
what
you'd
is
like.
this project?
Oh, it's me. I mean, it's kind of whatever I'm up to at the time. But
He's really good. You should listen to
Mostly-
In Pizza We Crust.
yeah, that album's out. It's instrumental. It's like really
Pizza
sleepy.
Week Crust?
In Pizza.
Wheat crust.
I
Like-
Pizza
love
Week
it.
Crust.
So
Love
the rationale was I was touring by myself and nobody was buying CDs anymore, and everyone kept telling me nobody's buying CDs anymore, and I was like, but I got to make money
Right.
on the road, and so I made little pizza boxes and like printed on them, and then the album looked like a pizza.
Dude,
And, then-
fucking incredible.
Yeah.
and what would happen is I'd set up my merch table before I'd play, and like the people who were early would be like, I don't care what it sounds like, I want it. And
Yeah,
so, like,
right.
that's how I made most of my money back
Good
then.
for
It
you.
was great.
What a great idea, dude.
Yeah, no clue if people liked it, but
So what does it consist of?
so it's kind of jazz influenced. I wouldn't say it's jazz at all, but that album's instrumental. And I kind of just got the players that I was playing with to all kind of contribute.
What are
And
your,
what was the name of it again?
In Pizza Wheat
Oh,
Crust.
that's the name of it. What
Of
did
the
you
album.
say?
He goes
I go by
Ginger
Ginger
Wolf.
Oh, you go by Ginger Wolf in that band.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll just be like Thomas Bell Ginger Wolf, like
Right.
at our gigs.
Okay.
That's
Nice.
everything. Follow him on social media. It's all Ginger Wolf.
nice, nice.
Yeah, there's my plug for Thomas.
Thanks, man.
That's good shit. Well, Thomas, what were your musical influences? Like, if you're, what?
I definitely grew up listening to 60s and 70s. Never really got into the 80s. But
What?
yeah, it never happened. No, so kind of whatever my parents were listening to, and then my sisters, they were older, so they introduced me to some like 90s. But yeah, I really got into the, like the big four grunge bands.
Right.
So I like all of them really. I'd say Soundgarden was really the band that like pushed me to think about music differently.
Right.
And then I was at a Candlebox show.
Nice.
Do you remember them?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah.
We want to get their drummer in here. He's
Yeah.
a
Which
local-
one?
I don't know. He's one of the dudes local that just went on tour with them.
Chris would know.
Let me make sure I got this right. They had Scott Mercado, but Dave Cruzin was the drummer from Pearl Jam, and he was playing with them, and they were touring with a band from Towson.
Mm-hmm.
So I went up with a copy of 10, and I just was like, "Hey man, will you sign this?" And he was like, "Wow, you found me." 'Cause he's had a
Nice. That's
no problem.
incredible. Yeah.
So it might be who it is, because he's been playing with a guy around Towson.
Huh.
Wow.
Well,
So yeah,
that's
I
crazy.
went to see them, and Kevin Martin, the singer, just handed me the mic for one of the songs.
Good
I'm in the
for
front
you.
row.
Wow.
And I was like, oh, this is awesome. I was like 16 or something. And I just got to sing the whole song for whatever
Wow.
reason. And the crowd just like crushed me. And I kind of was like, this is cool. Like, I
This
was
is the
loving-
greatest night of my
I
life.
guess maybe I'm starved for attention too. I was just like, man, that was cool. Like,
Yeah.
Right.
just the weight of like a couple thousand people.
And you were
just-
16.
that's
They were
awesome.
probably hot then. Candlebox was probably cooking at that point, right?
They
Or
were
they had just starting.
They had just done a reunion.
Okay,
It was,
just
it was like the
starting.
first
20
they were
years
over.
ago.
The first, whatever.
Candlebox wasn't just starting 20 years ago.
No,
They were,
Man.
we saw, we
I think
saw
they were
them
like
in the 90s,
1991.
my man.
dude, I feel my time's all fucked up. I feel like Tom Petty's Full Moon Fever was 3 years ago. Like,
and to be
it was
fair,
goddamn 30 or 40 or
I
This
feel
is
like
an-
everything before COVID was just 1 year.
No,
everything. Yeah,
it's crazy.
It,
Yeah,
fucks me
it's
up, man.
insane.
Like, I can't handle
Like
it.
2018 and 2019 seem like a decade ago.
Yeah.
Easily.
And everything after COVID is also one big year.
Yes.
Well, I'm sorry I stepped on your story, dude. That's a great
No,
story.
that was it was
Yeah.
fun. It was fun.
Yeah.
It was, so that was
No,
that.
that's cool. Where was that?
930 Club.
Wow.
Oh, shit.
That's cool.
9:30, yeah. We
Yeah.
just saw Kendall Street down there.
Nah, that was Union Stage.
Who did I? No, oh no, it was me and Scott.
Oh, you-
I saw.
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
like, wait
yeah.
a second,
Right.
but I saw Candle Street twice.
You still get 9:30 cupcakes if you play Union Stage. So
Yeah.
Ooh,
it
Oh,
counts.
nice.
Right?
That does count.
And the other
In my head, that counts.
Yeah.
All right, so good. I just wanted to know your influences after the flavor of the pizza band.
For sure.
Pizza.
Well, yeah, and then I got into stuff that was jazz influenced too. Like Esperanza Spalding is probably my favorite thing to
Nice.
listen to, and yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm out there musically. Like my musical tastes are wacky, but like Zappa is probably in my top 5.
Yeah.
I
and
think I'm getting into Zappa now.
it
Good
takes a
luck.
very long
I
time.
watched a documentary.
79 albums.
I've tried before, but I watched a documentary like 2 days ago, and
Alex Winter's documentary. Zappa?
I have no idea. Like I don't know what I was doing. I was just like, blah, blah, blah. And then there it was. There was
So
this documentary.
this documentary drew you in.
Yeah, it
What
did.
is
I
it?
mean,
Do you know what it is?
Well, Zappa, Alex Winter of Bill and Ted, he made
Oh.
the Zappa documentary 2
Nice.
years ago. It's called Zappa, and it's on It's on like the streaming services. Now there are other ones. There's one about the mothers of invention called Frank Zappa and something or other.
that was what it was.
Yeah, and it's the early Zappa. It's real good shit.
Yeah.
great documentary, man.
Yeah, and I just they played a couple of his instrumentals and stuff that was influenced by Miles Davis.
That's why I was
Yeah,
bringing it up.
and I was
because-
like, okay, I kind of see like my in
yes,
here now.
that's what I'm saying. You don't have to. Don't worry about the cheese or the lyrically nonsense, all that shit. Think about the playing.
Yeah.
and if you think about the playing, that's where the in is. Most players are like, holy shit, like.
Well, and
Yeah.
he's also been really cool on like cultural commentary forever.
Oh, always
every
on the
time a
right
quote
side.
comes up from him, I'm just like, yeah, that's
Always on the right side of history.
Yeah, he
in
really
the
is.
80s, he was with Dee Snider and your John Denver fighting the the freedom of speech people and shit
Yeah.
like that. And
My
well, baby, when he died, we were devastated.
Yeah, we
it was upsetting. All right, but it's not about us or Zappa. It's about Miss Daphne.
that's true. It's about Miss Daphne.
And back to your musical influence. No, wait, we were on your album. The album's released. You're rocking. And what's the? You said the best crowd you ever played for.
No, she said the biggest was probably the first Thursday.
What was your? What do you think the best gig you've ever done?
Oh goodness.
Well, what
you
would
might
be
have to help me.
Metro Gallery?
the most fun or
Yeah,
the wildest?
wait. I think so like right before we played or right before the album was released, like probably a week before the album was released, we played this Metro Gallery show with Gigi and Micah and Fetcher. And that show, we like got on stage and we were like, something feels different. And we always say like whenever I don't know, I think it's funny because we'll have a show and like right before we play, like when you're setting up on stage, we're like, this feels like Metro Gallery, and then it never is.
That's right.
It's like we're like something's about to change, and then it's just like a show. But that was the magic of that show. I don't know, something like I think clicked for us, and that was the first time that I had the vinyl because I sold the vinyl before the album was out, so we got it early at that show, and like Bartiz Strange was there.
Oh, that's awesome.
And
Yeah.
like that's how we started working together. We released Improvement a couple months later because he produced it, and it was just like this weird, like full circle, like something is happening, and
You
the
could feel it in the
yeah, and the
zeitgeist.
crowd like was so into it, and they didn't know any of the songs obviously because like nothing was released. Like there were only a couple of singles that had been out for a couple of years. And it was just, I don't know. We all looked at each other and we were just like, something has shifted. So Metro Gallery is like pretty special to us. But I would say,
I love that. That's a great story.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it's funny because there are similar, I think, like every band I feel like has that moment and you don't know when it's going to happen, but then you do try to chase that. Like you're like, man, I got a good feeling about tonight. you
Yeah.
know? And then you shit the bed and, it's just another night.
Yeah.
But you can't manufacture Inspirato. I
Yeah.
apologize for the language. But,
No.
I said I shit the bed. My man Thomas said, oh, damn.
No, I was identifying with that. Yeah,
Right.
I've been known to do it.
Right. Look, it happens. Okay.
We've had shows that on tour that we've been looking forward to for like so long, and then it would our like expectations would be way too high, and it in turn be like the worst show that we've ever played. Not naming names there, but
it's Murphy's
happened.
Law. Every time
Yeah.
you're excited for one, they're not the shows that are the best. It's
Yeah.
always the ones you don't see coming.
Yeah.
It's wild like
Yeah,
that.
our favorite. I mean, like I think another like special show was the house show we played at our friend Chris's house in Connecticut, where we didn't really know anybody there. It was literally in his basement. Like we were on like a carpeted floor, and like the ceiling was all like vinyl that he has, and it like the power half the time was like surging, and like it wasn't super.
Awesome.
We started the wheel there.
Yeah, but
we were like
he
doing
had
songs we didn't know. It
Yeah,
was great.
yeah.
Well, what led
it was
you to
just
Connect?
fun.
Did you
That's
just
cool.
go to Connect, or you guys were on tour?
So Chris is a good like friend of ours, and he's been incredible, just like an awesome host. I met him because he saw me play at Ram's Head in 2022, opening for somebody, and ever since then he'd come to my like winery gigs and bar gigs and stuff, and like has just been so supportive and so sweet. Shout out Chris, love you. But yeah, he has a house with beds for all of us on tour that's like kind of
awesome.
equidistant from every city that we played that one January tour, as well as the fall tour. And so it was perfect because he was like, just come and you all have beds, and beds are hard to come by on
Oh
tour.
man, that's
that's
ideal
great.
as shit.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so he's just wonderful, and yeah.
Yeah, that's clutch. I mean,
Yeah.
to have a setup like that is.
He like he'll come to my different gigs, and he'll tell me like that he's put different people onto my music. Like he came to my gig. I was playing a birthday party last week, and he came because it was a long story, but
That's all
he
right.
ended up coming to the birthday party. And he was like playing this game, this like just a phone game. He's like, I'm addicted, I can't stop. There's a siege or whatever. But he like his whole group of gamer friends playing this like war app or whatever. He was like, I put them all on. They're listening to Jackson Pollock right now. He's like, if there's a group called Oblivion or something, he was like, they're listening to you right now. I don't know. He's just sweet, and it's. I feel like playing music and writing your own music and stuff, like you run on people like that. Like that is the reason that you keep going or making anything.
Well, that's what I tell him. He's that guy around here. Not that he gives his house to local musicians or any shit, but him and his wife are always at local gigs with local musicians,
Yeah.
paying local dollars, supporting local
Oh, yeah.
music. And I always say, like you said, you recognize me. I'm like, dude, people care about that. Like they'll be like, they always come. I love
Yeah.
that guy. Or, you know, it's
Even doing like this podcast and everything, it's just
Yeah.
an amazing thing to do for the scene. So thank you for having us, and
No,
thanks for doing
yeah,
this.
it's great. Thank you for being here.
Yeah.
what we're trying to do. Is just
It's awesome.
Hey, let me ask you. Well, go.
No, I was just saying, like, to touch further on that, we were literally, me and my wife were just talking about that yesterday, because we were talking about, like, Coachella and, like, how much of a nightmare apparently it's been, like,
Oh,
getting
yeah.
in and,
Right.
like,
I'm sure it's
and then
too
even,
big.
like, Ocean's Calling and shit, and we're like, the festivals are just insane. Like, we would rather just, like, go see local music.
Right.
And,
Right. Sanity Fest, baby. Next year.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's something to think about.
You know my number.
I know. Well, trust me, we have a lot of thoughts, and we're trying to organize.
Yeah. Where was the album? Where was that recorded?
It was recorded at Sweetfoot Studios in Easton with Shay Springer. It was such a special experience. Like, if I could do it over again, I would have like a week where I just stayed at that house and we just do the whole thing, because I think it happened over the course of a year, and like, you know, things happen, and you don't realize like the you know, like all of the resistance in your brain to be like, oh, I don't need to prioritize this. Like, it's
Right.
not. I think like when you're in the moment, you can just be like, oh, whatever, it's an album. But it really was so special. Like him and his wife Jess and his dog Rexon. You have to have a studio dog. That's my opinion. Like, it's not a studio experience if you don't have a studio dog.
Interesting.
So
You hear
mark
Chris?
Hot take, yeah.
should get
I'll
a studio
say.
dog. It's very important.
Wheel.
Chris,
Yeah.
we'll get you a dog.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Look under your seats.
Shit, wheel. Chris is like, fuck
You get
that.
a dog. You get a dog.
Right, right. Hey,
Yeah.
What was your guys like? We also, other than trying to bring good stuff to the artistic scene of Baltimore, we're also trying to, shed a better light on the city, if at all possible. And I was wondering do you have any good experiences in Baltimore City?
Yeah.
Not one. No.
That's an interesting question.
Well, I feel like every show that we've played in Baltimore has been super special. And like I
Good.
feel like Baltimore is underrated in that like there's so much original music around here and it's so supportive. And I feel like I want Annapolis to have like more venues for and space for original music. I think it's there's such a rich scene in Annapolis, but there's not really a space to showcase it besides like 49 West, which is a coffee house that's great, and like Ram's Head on stage, but it's a big venue and
Right.
like you have to plan ahead to get people out there.
Sure.
But Baltimore has been such a welcoming scene and like the perfect place to connect with people. And I don't know, I love Metro Gallery. We're playing that Auto Bar show at the beginning of next month. I love Auto Bar.
That will be tomorrow.
Oh my God,
Or
so
no,
true.
wait a minute. Is there 31 days in April?
30 days. How's that?
Is
it 30?
Wrong.
Is it-
Oh, the rest are 31? No, it's 31.
It's
So-
31?
yeah,
So
2 days.
2 days from now,
That's so funny.
we'll be at the Auto Bar.
We gotta practice.
Yes.
right. You said,
yeah.
holy shit.
Wait, it's 2 days from
Right.
now?
May 1st, IS Daphne Eckman Auto Bar.
Yes. And my friend Joby is opening solo, and
Nice.
she is incredible. You should check out her music.
Yeah.
She has this I think the album is called Grendel,
Okay.
and it's really good. That song Grendel is heart-wrenching. It's just about being a kid, like a misfit kid, and it's so good. She's amazing. You're gonna love her.
Awesome.
If you come see her because she's from Richmond, so
Yes.
she doesn't come to Baltimore very often, which is why we're playing this show.
Sweet.
Nice.
So
Thomas, you got any good vibe stories or anything about Baltimore you want to share? If not, it's fine. 'cause
No, I do. I
We're
was
real.
kidding.
I mean, there's shit, in every city, so it's not.
Yeah, but like even like the Canton waterfront, like those first Thursdays always fascinate me. We've been going to that for,
A while.
I don't even know how long, and there's just never been an issue, and there's that many people just swarm Canton and then roll.
Yep.
yeah.
It's wild. So back to you.
No, I think that's actually a good one. I mean,
Yeah.
that was the WTMD thing was really
Yeah,
cool.
that was cool.
But I mean, are we talking just positives about Baltimore in terms of music, or
Just in general, I don't give a shit. I'm trying to shine a positive light on the city
'Cause-
wherever I can.
because I mean, they should probably pay me for this, but Ekaben is in Baltimore, and that's like the best food you could ever
Yeah.
have.
Okay, yeah.
For
right.
Valentine's Day this year, my wife and I we got Ekaben, and then we walked around the aquarium. And I mean, we went to what's supposedly the best aquarium in the world in Georgia, Atlanta.
We saw a whale
last
shark.
Yeah, it was great.
Saw
but,
what?
But I mean, Baltimore really has one
You
of
saw what?
the whale shark.
In the aquarium?
Massive.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
They
we,
had
had
a-
we had a show in Atlanta, and I was like, I don't care. We're gonna be in Atlanta for one night, and I need to go to that aquarium, and I need to see that whale shark. So like before the show, we had like an hour or something before the show started, or doors opened, and Thomas and I made friends with our Uber driver
That
to
was
the
cool.
aquarium, and saw this whale shark. And it's like one of those things where there's like a tunnel, and it swims above
wow.
you.
That's
Yeah.
insane.
Oh my gosh, you have to go whenever you're in Atlanta.
Yeah,
But
because
anyway,
they're huge. I mean,
So
they
that's
can-
a plug for
fuck
Atlanta.
Fuck Atlanta. We're not talking about Atlanta.
But Baltimore also has an aquarium. No, and that's I think it's one of the coolest places.
It
and,
is,
And the
yeah.
work they're doing, like the marshland they're building, I don't know if you've seen that, is just
I haven't.
it's
I
like
haven't
so
been for a
cool.
few
They're
years.
they're basically like naturally cleaning up the harbor, and building an ecosystem.
Oh,
essentially.
wow.
Yeah.
Nice. Because it's right there. It's right on the
Yeah,
harbor.
it's so
Right,
cool.
right.
I mean that area, it's so cool what they're doing, like for science and for,
Yeah.
healing. Really.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
no,
cool.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's good shit. Because it's hard because even like when you guys play gigs in Baltimore, I mean, a lot of people, like Umar, the comedian, if he plays at Magooby's in Timonium, it'll be a packed show. If he plays, Baltimore Comedy Factory or
Port or
whatever, or the
something.
Port,
Yeah.
it's not as packed. And it's because of the stigma of the city. And it's like, if we can just get people to believe again that you can go to Baltimore and not be murdered and not be mugged and have a good time.
My thing is, like, every single city has its issues. Like, people are getting shot in, like, the nice parts of
Westminster,
Eastport.
right.
Yeah, so I just feel like the good outweighs the bad, and, like, we should, I mean, in this, like, world that we're living in 2025, the fact that people are still, like, there's shady parts of every single city.
Yeah.
So just, like, be careful and
Sure.
go to the places that, like, are celebrating the right things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's why we always say it's not that there is definitely problems in the city, just like
that's a
every
good way
city.
to put it. Go to
You
the
know.
places that are celebrating the right things.
Yes, that's a great way to put it.
Thanks,
Daphne.
guys. Oh my
The
goodness.
philosopher.
And like we play Baltimore a lot, and we've never been murdered or mugged.
Right.
Right.
True.
Yeah.
Right.
I have been mugged, but I still love the city.
Yeah, well,
Oh.
but you're a little shady. You go to weird parts as well. Like you might have deserved it. Just kidding.
Nah.
I just make my boyfriend pick up my shirts,
That's
like
the
my
best.
merch, because I got catcalled last time. I was out of my car for like 20 seconds, and somebody like rolled back their car and started yelling at me, and I was like, "Bro, are you serious?" But that's like the only bad experience I've had,
Right.
and you know,
Right.
some might say it's a good experience.
Well, that's what I mean.
would
It's
not.
like, it's not a comfortable experience, but it
Right.
could have been worse.
Exactly. Yeah, I could have got shot, but I didn't get shot, so come to Baltimore.
That's
Yes.
right. Right, where you'll just get catcalled.
To the Auto Bar,
probably.
May 1st.
Probably.
Yeah.
All right, well, we did our part for the city.
Yeah.
Guilford's
Yeah.
not far from the Auto Bar.
Yeah, and just so you guys know, every Tuesday, Woe Davis and I will be at Guilford Hall Brewery upstairs at the New Haven Lounge Music Series from 7 to 10.
Yep.
And it's good stuff. It's actually a great part of the city. You know, never any trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
We have, May's got some cool bands.
Really cool bands.
Joe Keys,
Can't wait.
he's a guest.
So you said before we started the interview, you don't have any shows booked for a minute now? You guys take a hiatus or?
Yeah, I mean, this is our big headliner of the year. So last year we were touring a lot. We released the album and everything. This year I'm like moving and kind of focusing on recording other stuff. But as far as shows go, like it's May 1st, be there, be square. And then we play a show with Plant Dad on June 1st at Metro Gallery. But other than that, like,
I don't think I have that one on. I'll add that one.
it's gonna be announced by the time this podcast is out, but it's not announced yet, if you know what I mean. Time.
Got it.
Yeah. I don't know what you want to do with that.
It's funny because Ayas did the same thing about this May 1st show.
Oh,
She's
yeah.
like, I don't know if I should be talking about this. We're like, well, this isn't coming out for like 2 or 3 weeks. She's like, it'd probably be fine.
Then it's fine.
Right.
Yeah.
So you said you're just moving around the area,
Dust
Yeah.
yourself
just
again.
changing residences.
Yeah. Well, I'm just moving into an apartment with my boyfriend, so I'm focusing on that right now.
It's a good call. I mean,
Yeah. And like we're recording other stuff, but I'm trying to figure out stuff. I was working with a manager last year that was doing a lot of booking, which is why we were so active. And then this year I'm booking for myself and just taking things a little bit slower.
I got you. So you're putting together a plan and stuff like that.
Yeah. And I'm also like trying to maintain my relationship with music and make sure it's still something that I love and I want to do, because I think if I going into overdrive with shows and like constantly planning and playing and all of the time, it was pretty hard on my relationship with music and like my desire to want to continue to do it. So I'm kind of taking this year to figure out how to maintain like a healthy relationship with it, because I mean it's the only thing I've ever really wanted to do with my life. So alarm bells were going off when that was something that I was trying to avoid or trying to stop doing.
Right.
So yeah, I'm just
How does your voice hold up? Like, because it's got to be a little tough. I mean, even though you've had lifelong,
yeah.
experience.
Yeah, honestly, with the original shows, it's not as bad, surprisingly. Like, when I was gigging, doing, like, the 3-hour gigs every night in 2022, I lost my voice every, like, 3 months, and I'd have to cancel gigs. But as far as tour goes, it hasn't been that bad. I do have to like stop yapping sometimes because I be talking a lot on tour. But I drink a lot of, throat coat.
But you say it doesn't happen as much with your music.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I think the sets are shorter
sense.
too. And I have more control. I don't know. I know the songs and I know where to place my voice in a way that's healthy. But before the fall tour, I was sick for like 2 months with bronchitis, and I sprained my rib 2 days before we left for tour. So my whole band
Sprained a rib.
That's a tough.
It was so rough. I didn't even know if I was so nervous. I was like, I don't even know if I can continue the tour or like do the tour because I could not sing. I could not like. But
Take a deep breath.
Yeah. But somehow
so.
we did it, and I just played the show with a sprained rib, and my band loaded out and loaded in for me. Nice. So it was kind of nice because I didn't have to do any of the the
Tom's
hard
like,
labor.
yeah, it was great.
So,
Don't bother me.
Yeah. So, I mean, music is a job.
Yeah.
Is that your guys' only job?
We're both baristas for the same company.
Nice.
Rise up.
Rise up.
Rise up.
Really?
Yeah, in Annapolis.
That's
It's fun. I like
Nice.
being a barista.
They're not only in Annapolis, right? They have those in Baltimore.
No, I
Or
think
is
it's
it-
14 locations. There's none in Baltimore yet.
No?
No, but Rehoboth, Salisbury.
Yeah, Rehoboth, that's where I've
East.
seen
I
it.
was saying, I don't think I've ever seen them.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's fun. I like being a barista. Thomas manages
Boy, Dave, someone pissed my
one of
pants.
the locations. Oh my goodness.
No, I mean, I'm not really.
I didn't know you were allowed to do that. I had to pee too.
Man.
Oh, yeah, we can take a break.
So just to finish up where we were, I think, where did I say we were? I just said it again.
I asked about jobs. And we were kind of
what they
talking
do
about.
on the
They
off
started
time.
talking about the barista, and then you almost pissed your pants.
Right. I did not, to be clear. I
He
did
was
not.
real close though.
I didn't
was
pee
real
my
close.
pants. It
Coffee
was
is a
close.
diuretic, so
Yeah.
you probably just thought about it too hard.
No,
That's
I mean,
the thing, right? I'm looking at it going, oh.
we can go to the tape and watch how fast you ran out of this room, which was a first.
It was very
Roll
close. It was very close. There's no
I say
doubt
leave
about
it in.
that.
Yeah.
But when I got back, Miss Daphne was like, he peed himself. And I said, well, it didn't.
Yeah.
You know.
That's actually not true. David said that.
Did Where Davis said it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm sorry.
I didn't make any accusations.
That's
Yeah.
true. I'm sorry, Miss Daphne. Whoa.
So here's a question. So I've been to Ram's Head several times. I don't get to Annapolis very often. If somebody were coming to Annapolis, where would you take them? Like first, you'd be like, "This is the place we have to go."
Like in general.
Or if
not music
it
related.
doesn't
just
have to
in
be
general?
music related. Like
Game
food.
On Bar. It's
What is
my
it?
favorite arcade bar. Game On.
Oh.
But there's one in Baltimore.
Is there
Yeah.
a
there's-
Game On bar?
Or maybe
Game
it
On?
just closed. Actually, it closed on my birthday. I wanted to go and I didn't go.
Crabtown,
But the
USA,
one in
though.
Annapolis is not closed.
No, it's
The
open.
one
Or
is
closing.
open. Yeah, it's Game On Bar. You
Have
can
karaoke.
you can drink and you can play video games.
Like old video
Arcade,
games.
yeah, like
Wow.
I play
Arcade
Tetris. I play Stacker. I go there every year for my birthday.
Is Stacker that one you're really good at?
The one, yeah.
That it's unreal.
But I didn't.
Stacker?
I
Wait,
haven't
Stacker,
won.
that's the one where you have to like. the
Yeah,
thing
but I'm
goes-
not
like-
even that good because I have not won yet.
She's humble.
major prize.
She's modest, but it's like Pinball Wizards. You watch a guy just go like,
Yeah.
you're like, how is this possible? That's
Yes.
what it is.
There's
I
in my
can't believe
car,
how.
I have my car keys. There's a like blue pom pom keychain. Yeah, I won that from Stacker.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah,
So you have one.
the
Just
minor
not the
prize.
grand prize.
Yeah. I don't.
Do you know what I know Stacker from?
What?
You don't.
No.
All right. Tom Cruise, Martin Scorsese, Color of Money. Vincent, he said that he was going to rule the world. He can't rule the world by being a master at Stacker.
I
And
disagree.
pool was his only other thing other than Stacker. So when
think
she
that's
said
what-
Yeah,
that,
but
I'm
it
like,
wasn't.
hey,
it wasn't the
Vincent.
same Stacker.
That's what the
game
world
we're
needs
talking
most
about.
right now.
Color
is
of
someone
Money.
good at Stacker.
Yeah.
They
probably.
didn't have that
Yeah.
electronic game in the 70s.
Oh yeah.
No, it
it's
was
old.
86.
They didn't have that game back then.
They had Tetris, right?
Well, Tetris. Yeah.
I love Tetris too.
Didn't Stacker like Tetris type technology? Maybe I don't know.
I
I'll
thought-
rewatch the movie. Maybe
I always
wasn't
thought
the
it was
same
like
game.
boardwalk, low quality entertainment.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, in which case it would be Stacker.
I mean,
from
maybe there was a
1986.
version of it back
Yeah,
then.
I don't know.
guess. Maybe.
They probably had to actually stack the blocks.
Yeah, maybe it's more archaic.
Jenga.
Like,
Yeah.
right,
Jenga,
right,
yeah.
right. Jenga, right.
Yeah.
That's old school.
I don't know. I think, honestly, Annapolis, for me, I feel like I wouldn't take anybody to any place. It's more the vibe of Annapolis.
Okay.
I'm moving. I mean, I've lived in Annapolis, like, my whole life, but I'm moving downtown. And, like, the thing I'm most excited about is just being around people, like, walking around. There's something so beautiful about, like, going to the dock street. What is that called?
Ports.
The harbor.
Yeah, I keep wanting to say Inner
So
Harbor.
you're
but it's
moving
not.
like down there.
Yeah, and like you go down Maryland Avenue. Oh my God, Ka-Chunk Records. I
Ka-Chunk
would take them
Records.
to Ka-Chunk.
There you
It's
go.
such a
That's
sick
what I'm looking
store.
for.
Matt
Secret
Mona
Spot
is
Pizza.
sick. Oh yeah, that's new.
Yeah, I'm obsessed.
That's new in the Market House. Just like walking around and seeing all the historic buildings and like the vibe. You're like by the water.
all the
It's just so beautiful around there.
all the celebrities that come to town go to Lemongrass. It's like
Lemongrass is incredible.
It's
My
Thai food.
cousin
so-
works there.
Yep. Have you ever been to Annapolis?
I've been to Annapolis, but not like.
Like a field trip, like in high school? Or
Yeah, like I was
middle school
when we
or
were
something?
younger. I went a few times for school. I think I was
Yeah.
pissed drunk in Annapolis a time or two for
Really?
whatever. Yeah, for not at a bar, but
Oh.
it's something
Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of
in
the vibe.
Annapolis.
Yeah.
It's kind of what you do.
Yeah, but I don't. I'm not terribly familiar with it. Like it's like Ram's Head is a Starley room. I think like band
Ram's
wise.
Head on stage? What?
Isn't it? I don't know. One of those venues that we were going to gig at because I play in like 2 cover bands. One of the bands or one of the places out there that we were going to get a gig at, you could only if you were a Starley band. Like Starley
that?
was the agency that
Oh.
books that club only.
I don't think.
You know what I mean? And so we were like, okay.
It wouldn't be Rams.
No.
I think there's the thing about Annapolis is like a lot of the old bars and like the historic places that have been there for forever, like the establishments are getting replaced with Atlas Group restaurants.
Right.
And I know that when you're a musician, specifically, they want you to be like an Atlas Group.
Right.
I don't know. So like.
Corporate fucker.
Yeah. So I know that's a thing, but as far as I mean, again, like there are not many as many original venues as there used to be, and like Thomas and Rob would always always at practice talk about like because they're really old, talk about all the venues of like back in the day that they would play at, that like the whiskey that is now a Taco Bell. Like, it's just,
wow.
yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah.
To be fair, though,
I thought you were going to say at least like a taco joint.
No, it's Taco Bell.
Right.
But Taco Bell, you know,
I'm there
They're-
just about the same amount.
There's always a place for Taco Bell.
Like, the
I
thing is
miss the
they're-
whiskey, but
they're open like 24 hours. I was like, okay.
that's pretty
Or
good.
something.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, it's what like you were talking about with Looney's, because I'm like, why don't you play there? Like, but
Right.
you can't.
Oh my God,
because
I
of
just
the-
went to
same thing.
Looney's for the first time
Which-
the other day.
It's great.
Which one?
In Columbia.
Oh,
That one is so funny.
yeah.
Is that the one? Wait, I don't know.
No, there's Perry. I live in Middle River, so my Perry Hall's.
Yeah,
the,
maybe-
But,
I think
but
that's
in
the
Middle
one.
River, there's now Luna Sea, which is the Looney's that's on the water, which is brand new and apparently fantastic.
Oh, we should go after
Yeah.
this.
Yeah, we can do that.
Are you
Tuesday.
good? Do you have anything else or what? I mean, take your time. Did
No,
the
we're-
Washington Post write an article about you?
Yeah.
Well,
There
yeah,
was
let's do
this girl.
How the hell does one come about that? Go.
That was crazy. So this girl who I think we had mutuals messaged me and she's like, "Hey, I write for the Washington Post. Can I write something about you? Like, let's schedule an interview or whatever." And I was like, "Damn."
When is this
okay."
article from?
A couple months ago.
I was
Oh,
gonna say, I
Probably
read it
like
last night. I'm
February.
like, is this the girl that's coming tomorrow? I'm
Nice.
like, why
Yeah,
the fuck is the
I
Washington
immediately
Post?
put that on my website. I was like, that is going on the
That's cool.
the resume.
That's a huge credential.
Like,
It's great.
hopefully that'll get me. You know, I can just show that to someone and they'll take me seriously.
Well,
but-
that's a
I don't
serious publication, and it's a great article
Thank
too.
you. Yeah,
it's a good article.
I get
mean,
stressed out about articles just because, like, I think like the first article that I had written about me was when I was like 15 or something, or like the first interview. like podcast interview, and I just didn't have any, not media training, but like I would just say things that didn't need to be said. Right. and then it would come out and my mom would be like, Daphne, why did you say that? And I'd be like, well, I don't know, I thought they asked me a question, so I answered. Right. But yeah, no, I was really happy with the questions that I was being asked, and like I don't know, it felt cool. Like it felt like a genuine, accurate description of the way that I write. And she talks a lot about in that article about like the theater connection and how I like shunned that, but now I'm like embracing it. And I think a lot of the time like people will say that my music is like theatrical, and like I would always be like, oh my god, no, like it's not theatrical, it's serious. But you know, you listen back and you're like, well, girl, you made a concept album with like characters and like scenes, right. So, and you named one of your song Reprise. You can't really deny that. Like it is theatrical. And I don't know, like I love
theatrical can be serious.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it's
I don't know. There was such a long time where I was shunning like all of my natural interests, and like listening to things just because other people were listening to them, or because I thought I could like change the way that I wrote or whatever. But I feel like I've mellowed out, and I'm the most me and the most like three-dimensional that I've been when I've embraced my inner child, I guess. Like you can feel the full circleness of like, or like the frontal lobe development of, you know what, theater isn't bad, and 21 Pilots is good. And like, I'm gonna get bangs again. Like,
isn't that wild? That happens to all of us. When I was a kid, well, yeah. Well, when I was a kid, I loved Mary Poppins and Grease and shit like that, and I loved Lethal Weapon, but I loved Mary Poppins and Grease, and I was so like, I don't want to tell anybody about Grease.
Yeah, you're saying like when like you do.
I do
love Mary Poppins,
but I'm saying nowadays
currently.
I sing
you
it.
shout it to
like everybody knows,
from the
right?
tops.
But when I was young and dumb, I acted like that was some sort of like albatross or something. Like I can't let people know that Annie was okay.
Exactly.
I love Newsies.
Oh my gosh, Newsies, forgotten.
So I've learned from a friend of ours who's an actor that they're
Leela? Sorry.
We have a lot of actors.
Okay, good.
No, but that Newsies boy is like a thing where it's like Newsies is the only acceptable thing for like straight men to like.
That's so funny.
And so like it's often like a toxic trait to be a Newsies boy, but she said I'm not one of those. So
Newsies was after me a little bit, but I was in a video store when Newsies
I don't even know.
And so I saw it.
Is.
It's
Christian Bale.
Yeah, I was saying,
is
the lead.
Right.
Like
and it's
Batman.
a musical, and he's younger.
He's a kid.
It's way before Batman. It's after Empire of the Sun, but before Batman.
Right.
And it's a musical, and there is a cult of people who love Newsies. And I was always okay with it, you know, but people love Newsies.
I love it.
Nice. Good for you,
That's
man.
so interesting. I've never even, that was never, I mean, again, like, I'm a girl.
Yeah, well, you should watch it.
Right. Yeah. It's an era piece. It's good. It's crazy. It's
and
good.
He sings. He does the actual
he sings.
singing.
He sings.
He's in it. Is the other? I feel like there was somebody else in there that was noteworthy, but Bale's the only one I can come up with.
Pullman. What's his name?
Bill Pullman.
Bill Pullman's in it too?
I believe so. Yeah. Right.
And then there's this guy who looks so much like Kirk Cameron, but it's not him.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I don't
So
remember
there's
that
him.
dude.
So that guy, we all know that guy.
You know that
Well,
guy?
look, while we're on this, Laura Davis, do you have anything or no?
I mean, if we do, I'll come back to it. But
Okay.
That's a good segue.
Miss Daphne, we end most of the episodes by asking our guests what their favorite top 3 movies are. If you can narrow it down. Not a big deal. Like you don't, nobody's going to get shot if you don't, if you don't get them
Robert
right.
Duvall's in it.
Oh yeah,
That's right. That's who I'm thinking of. Right. I knew it was one more like relevant.
And Margaret.
Yeah. And now it's a musical. I mean, but it's good. And it's good.
Okay. Keep going.
I'm not a movie person.
What about TV shows?
TV shows I can give you. Yellow Jackets.
So let's do it.
Yes.
I literally last night I could not sleep. It was just like really hot in my room. It wasn't anything. And I like woke up for like a solid hour. It was like 1 a.m. to 2 a.m. and all I could think about was Yellow Jackets and
So
like
let me
the different
hover.
characters.
Let's hover here on Yellow Jackets. So I
Remember.
have seen. I know.
No
I'm not going to
spoilers.
say shit, but I didn't watch it in real time, and at some point over the last year or so, I watched season 1 and 2 back to back because I was like, "Holy shit!" And then they jumped ship and went to where are they? What's
Have you
what's
seen
it
any
on
of it?
now?
It's on. Well,
But you're not
season
caught
1's
up?
on Netflix.
I know it's
But
sad.
it's on.
Yeah,
you
I
have to
haven't
get
seen any of it.
Paramount Plus
It's
with
intense,
Showtime.
right?
You have to get like
Really
the next
intense.
layer up, which I resent. I resent streaming services, but I mean, I tried to cancel because season 3 just ended, so I was like, well, that's all I need. So I tried to cancel Paramount Plus, and they were like, wait, don't go. We'll give you 2 months free, and I was like, okay.
Right. Well, so that's the thing is I had Showtime. So I watched season 1 and 2 and then I canceled Showtime because I'm broke and then they moved to Paramount. So I have not seen any of 3 yet. But I'm so excited. Oh, I can't wait.
It's not the same as.
It's not the same.
Yeah,
Ooh. Now
it's-
how deep is it? Like how many episodes in is it?
8.
Oh
I
wow.
think.
So you're not liking it.
No, well, it's done. It like wrapped up. So like
Okay.
the finale and everything. It's just. Meh.
I thought you liked the finale.
No, I mean, like, it was good, but you kind of had to, like, lower your expectations. I feel like there's a lot of plot holes, but, like, I love the actors so much, and I
Me
love
too.
the characters. I feel like the writing has kind of gone downhill, and there was just a lot of unnecessary stuff that you're like, well, why did you introduce this if you're just gonna, like...
Right,
Like-
right. That happened with Lost. That tends to happen with
Yeah.
overwritten.
But then you're like, you know, you're watching every single episode, and you're like, well... They're going to set it up for season 4 and 5. Well, I guess this is setting it up for season 4 and 5. But then it's like every single episode and you're like, well, I hope season 3 isn't just like a filler. But all that said, that show has never gripped me like another show has. Like I'm not like I don't really watch a lot of TV or movies. Like I do, but I'm not like a film head or anything. Like I don't, you know, whatever. But I just, like, I listen to music differently because every song I'm very lyric forward. Every lyric that I hear from different musicians, I'm like, this applies to this character and that character and this
wow.
scene. And, like, Jackie and Shauna's relationship and then Ty and Van's relationship and, like, all of these things
Wow.
that make up the show. I just am so in these characters.
Yeah, that's good
And
shit.
like even as they devolve and they devolve and they devolve, you still like see yourself in the characters, even like the most hated character,
Right.
the people who are doing like the most awful stuff. You're like, damn, like I kind of feel that way right now, or like I don't know.
Yeah, every character in that show is wild. That
And the acting is so good. Everybody in that show is just so amazing.
right, both sides, like
Yeah.
the young part versus the older part, or whatever.
Yeah.
They both
And the
they also
soundtrack
do
is
that.
incredible. Like all the Radiohead.
You would love it. It's,
Yeah.
it's wild. It's like Lord of the Flies.
Yeah.
Like the
It's a plane crash, right?
It's a plane crash, and it's two tales. It's like they're older, so like at the beginning, you realize the very beginning episode is like you realize that there's old people that are friends, older people that are still friends. They've obviously been through something, and then through flashbacks, you find out that they were on a team that had a plane wreck, and they were on this island for a certain amount of time, and something crazy happened.
Right.
But you don't
Yeah.
know what. And then the show just kind of
They
shows
survive.
you.
Like eventually, you realize like they've survived for 18 months. So like
Right.
the plane crashes in like the first episode, and then you have like the adult timeline. And when the plane crashes, and like the first scene of the show is someone like getting killed and cannibalized, which I don't think is
It
a spoiler.
happens. Look,
it's
it
the first.
happens.
You're stranded forever for how
Yeah,
long?
that'll-
Literally 18
that'll-
months.
That'll lose Amanda immediately.
Cannibalism? I don't know.
I'd be on my own with that one.
Well, that's the
I
thing.
had the
Like
same issue.
it's like a
I love cannibalism.
it's like about teenagers, but then it's also like this horror plot, and then it's also like the cannibalism. But like you're talking to the girl that wrote a song about cannibalism,
Right,
Like
right.
cannibal as a metaphor for love, and that's like what this entire show is.
Right,
so I
right.
ate it up. I was like, this is amazing,
Like a cannibal.
like a cannibal.
Right.
So if anybody makes like video edits, Davis, if you watch the show and you want to make an edit to Cannibal about the show, I've been searching for that. I think that'd be epic. Like my song with the scenes from the show. But yeah.
That'd be wild. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be.
we could probably
That
do
show.
That's
I like
a good
White
idea.
Lotus. Have you guys watched White Lotus?
Love it.
Yeah.
That's a
Bravo.
Yeah.
I've seen bits and pieces. My wife's just finished.
Did she
season
finish
3.
it?
Yeah, she wants to go back and watch them all over again.
Yeah.
With me because I've seen a lot of episodes of each season.
You'll lose
except
your
3.
mind. Your anxiety
Yeah, no.
level will be off.
No,
the
so we
charts.
can't. You gotta. Well, I mean, yeah, you can't
Well, and I'm not
spoil
gonna
that
spoil
either.
it. Yeah, we
It's
won't.
good. It's just like if you know that it's an HBO show,
Yeah.
then like you're set up.
I
you know what I mean?
I saw all of season 2. I think.
I liked season 2.
Yeah,
Like
see,
I
Season
know
2,
Jennifer
season 1.
Coolidge is gone.
Okay, so I can't spoil Yellow Jackets. I can spoil. Yeah. That's fine.
What?
I mean, that's a spoiler.
Oh,
Like
but
season
you guys
one-
have seen.
Oh,
the-
we're caught up. Just
yeah, we're talking about for the
No,
people
I'm
that
talking
you
about
just screwed.
spoiling in the room. I don't care about everybody outside.
Oh my goodness. Sorry, everyone.
Sorry,
What is
listeners.
that?
Sorry about
Fuck
Davis.
the world. I don't give a
Darth
shit.
I
Vader
just meant
is
Jennifer
Luke's
Coolidge was
father.
like clicking, like she was like, no, I don't know. I don't know what happened to her.
That's
No,
alive.
I haven't seen the end of White Lotus 2. It was spoiled for me.
Okay, valid. I had to delete Twitter off of my phone on the days that Yellow Jackets came out and White Lotus because people are so freaking insane they don't have jobs or something and like they'll watch it right when it comes out. So then they'll be done with it by like 2 a.m. And then at 3 a.m. like post a fucking scene, like a
Right.
whole scene from the
Right.
show and be like, I can't believe this person
cannot
died.
help
And it's the
themselves.
first tweet that I
Can't
see
help
on my
themselves,
timeline and I'm
yeah.
like, I have a fucking job. Like
Yeah.
I'm not gonna stay up till midnight and watch an hour-long episode. I'm gonna be in bed because I have work at 7 a.m. Like, oh my god.
Unfortunately, Daphne, the rule of thumb is if you're on a show that you don't want it to be spoiled, you have to avoid all social media. Unfortunately, until
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
watch
but
that show.
it's just
Well.
like it's
It's a pain in the ass, and I don't think it's right.
People are just assholes.
But it's not like how it used to be where it'd be like, oh my god, that was a crazy ending when this person did something. People are posting the like
Right.
scene of
Yeah.
the action of the
Right.
spoiler
Right.
at the end of the 45-minute episode. It's like
Right.
it's like minute 44 and they're like, wow, this is crazy. Like how is that what is
Right.
that doing for literally anybody? Because the people who saw it, so why don't you just text them?
Right, with a bright
Or
yellow
on Reddit.
headline that
Yeah.
says exactly what happens in
for
the scene.
Right.
But
He dies.
But
he
Twitter
dies.
is like a sentence.
Yeah.
So, like, if you want to talk about it, go on Reddit because Reddit has like the spoiler warning thing.
yeah.
But Twitter is just like literally picture of a dead body, and you're just
Right.
like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, that
Like, it's been
sucks.
out for 7 hours.
right.
Anyway, that's my.
So Yellow Jackets, what
White
was the
Lotus.
second? White Lotus, and give me one more.
Those are the.
I got it if you don't got one.
Yeah, you can do it.
Have you heard?
We're coming to you next time.
Well, I don't.
Oh,
I
shit.
just thought if she
Wait.
didn't have one.
Yeah.
She didn't
Has
have
anybody
one.
seen The Residence yet?
No, you
No.
told me about
Yeah,
it.
What
it's
is
great.
that?
I can't wait.
It's that's on Netflix.
Netflix,
It's
yeah.
a murder happens in the White House during a state dinner with the Australian delegation, and it's 8 episodes of Cordelia Cup trying to solve this murder. And it's got a great Giancarlo Esposito is the guy that gets murdered.
Right. And it's the glass onion. Do you remember the glass onion?
No,
No?
I'm going to correct what I said on a previous episode.
Okay.
It's not by the same writer, but the author that created the show was inspired by the Glass Onion by Rain Johnson's stories.
I got
So
you.
it's a similar, but it's like a combination of the Glass Onion stuff and Clue.
Right. Murder on the
Yeah,
Orient Express.
it's great.
I love that
and
show.
it's tough. I did not figure it out
Right.
until
All right, my
it
man
was
Thomas.
revealed.
What'd you come up with? You got nothing?
RuPaul's Drag Race. I don't know.
My
RuPaul's
wife
Drag Race.
loves RuPaul's Drag Race.
I had a big RuPaul's. I mean, that's the reason why I got Paramount Plus. Like, I made my boyfriend watch it, and he would.
What's
he picked up
funny
some of the
is
slang.
the production value of that show. Like if you start,
I only
at
watched the old seasons.
Well,
Yeah.
it's like if you start at season 1, it's like the prize is like $5,000. Like if you win,
Yeah.
it's $5,000. It's all shot on video. It looks like shit. But as the years go, you can just
Yeah.
see where the money gets poured back into the show. And
Yeah.
It looks
It was
crazy.
fun to watch. I was obsessed with it.
Yeah,
But
my wife
I don't
always
know, I just
loved
watch-
that show.
I watch a bunch of random stuff, so I
All right, Thomas, you're up.
We doing movies or shows?
I mean, movies,
She
but
didn't have-
whatever your favorite
Sorry.
Let's
three.
back up one more.
Yeah, let's
Do
just-
you remember? I mean, you've seen movies, right?
Yeah.
Do you remember you haven't asked this question in quite a while.
I even
Do you
have it written
remember
down.
the first movie you saw in the theater?
No.
You don't?
No.
Do you
That's
remember
why
the
I didn't
first
ask.
movie you saw?
I saw.
Period?
Period.
Like that you
I mean,
can
the
remember?
first movie that I consciously remember watching was like when I was really little and we were on a bus back from New York because we went to see the Rockettes and Elf was on.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
And I just was like, I don't ever remember laughing so hard. Like
Yeah.
I was
Okay,
like a
so
kid
there
and I
she
was like,
goes.
oh my
She's got
god,
a favorite movie.
I'm watching an adult movie.
Yeah.
I was like 5. I was like, this movie's for adults and my parents are asleep on this bus right now, so I'm watching it. And I was like,
I don't know. I mean, I guess that movie, there's no cuss
I love
in it.
Will
Is that,
Ferrell.
That's not rated R,
it
is
is not. It is not an
Right.
adult movie at
Yeah.
all.
Yeah.
At
It's
all.
great.
It is
It's
a family
probably
Christmas
PG-13,
movie.
right? Or no?
I think it's PG.
Yeah.
Wow.
I
Yeah.
don't even think it's PG-13.
Interesting.
Okay, good. I got a movie out of her.
Sorry.
No, that's all right.
And a great
I mean,
movie.
You know,
Elf has been
Elf
mentioned
is a
before,
good
so
movie.
there.
I
yeah.
love Will Ferrell.
phenomenal.
Okay, Thomas.
Okay, so I would say Secret Life of Walter Mitty.
Oh, Ben Stiller,
Ben Stiller.
right?
Yeah, that version. I found out there's like a Danny Kaye version, and it is not the same.
I have not seen the other one, but yes, I know. That
I
there
hate to
is
say
another
it,
one. So you weren't a fan of the book, or the
No, the book's cool. I just the production they did in like the whatever.
phenomenal? Yeah.
Yeah, it's so good. That scene with Sean Penn talking about the snow leopard and how he like doesn't even take the photo.
Yeah, yeah.
And then they just go play soccer. I love that.
Now
That-
Stiller directed that, right? Or,
I believe so.
I believe he did.
Yeah, because I was to say it was phenomenal. Like for him, if that's right, and he did, it was very artistic. Like the
It's-
shots and everything.
it's really beautiful.
It really was. Yeah,
So
that's
that
a good
one-
pull. Good pull.
I really like Book of Eli.
Ah, yes.
God, I love
Can't
Book
spoil
of
that
Eli.
one, so we
Gary
can't really talk about it
Oldman,
at all.
baby,
I
yeah.
know that the star
Directed
power
by
in
Ben
that.
Stiller.
Star power in that's
Right,
crazy.
Denzel, Gary Oldman, and I'll tell you, the guys that made that. If I'm pretty sure it's the guys that made Matrix, right? That made who made Book of
The
Eli?
Wachowski brothers?
Is it?
No, wait up. I'm wrong about that. It's somebody.
I'll
that-
tell you what. I don't know if
Maybe
I'm,
the Hughes brothers.
I don't know if I'm alone in this, but the ending of Book of Eli.
Hold on,
was,
don't spoil it.
It's the Hughes brothers.
The Hughes,
Hughes
brothers.
brothers.
No, I'm saying the
Menace
ending.
to Society.
The end of Book of Eli shocked me the way Sixth Sense did.
No, really, like it's
Yes.
and the difference for the two of them is, like, I went back and watched Sixth Sense after seeing it the first time, and I was like, but the second time through Book of Eli, it's better.
Oh yeah.
I don't know about
I agree with that.
I don't know that it gets
I mean, I
better
don't know
from
about the
there.
Sixth Sense
Right.
thing, but the Book of Eli's second time through,
Yeah.
I was like, I fucking love this.
Yeah,
But you had no idea
when you have
No,
all the
the
context.
first time you saw
No,
that.
and I
No, me
just saw
neither.
it 10
Right.
years ago. Like, I didn't see it when it first came out. I saw it,
Right.
like, not that, 10 years ago.
Yeah.
But you know me, maybe it was 20. But
Yeah.
great pull.
My
Yeah.
favorite scene in that movie is still when he just encounters those dudes under the bridge.
Yeah.
But after he like chops off the dude's hands and then he just backs up into the darkness.
Yeah, that's
It's-
so
it's the
good.
best scene.
Denzel, badass Denzel.
Michael Gambon as
Wait,
the cannibal.
who's the girl?
Mila Kunis.
Right.
Yeah.
I kept thinking, I'm like, is that Natalie Portman? But that's the
Yeah.
professional.
And then Michael
Black
Kunis.
Swan, they're both in it.
Michael
Right. Yeah.
Gambon, however, and then him and his wife in the movie, who's also from like the Harry Potter series. She's like the giant woman,
Yeah.
or like the cannibals.
Right,
It's
right.
such a good movie.
Great,
Cool,
great pull.
Love that one.
post-apocalyptic film.
Yeah, definitely.
And then on like the opposite end of the spectrum would be Fly Away Home.
Fly Away Home.
Fly
Look
Away
at you.
Home.
Wow, that's
That-
old. That's old school.
That soundtrack is incredible. And like I showed it to my wife recently
Right.
because she's like, what is this movie?
Is that
It's like-
Elijah Wood or is it?
No,
who's
it's Anna Paquin as the kid, and then who's the guy from Dumb and Dumber?
Jeff Daniels?
Yeah,
yeah,
as
right,
the
right.
dad, and he's like, first off, he like somehow plays a dilf like really well. Like he's so cool. Like he's
Right.
like he's like sort of a neglectful father, but in like everything about him, you're just like, I want to be that guy. And then the way he comes through for his daughters.
Well, that's one
I've
of
never
that
seen it.
soundtrack.
So look again.
It's a kid's
I don't
movie.
know what it is. Did I just mention the video store already in this conversation?
You
Yeah.
mention
Yes.
it again.
Right. Well, no, I'm saying like that movie
No.
came out in the 90s or early 90s, right? Or it had to be
Yeah.
late 80s, early 90s.
It was 90s.
And I remember, again, I'd never heard of it. It came on the video shelf, and the next thing you know, it was like hotcakes for like a year. You couldn't get, and I'm like, what the fuck is with the...
And now it's like it doesn't exist.
I can't find it anywhere. Yeah.
And Jeff Daniels has said like he just did it for the money, but it's like, what a performance for a guy who's...
Well, I swear, I think it won some indie award, didn't it? I would say.
It's pretty well decorated.
But it's funny you say that because I don't think I've ever thought of it. I haven't thought of that movie for 20 years. And maybe it's because it's not out there.
Yeah, it's really not out there.
Because I don't think I've ever seen it other than on VHS. Like when I worked in the video store, it was 92. We used to have these things called video cassettes.
I had so many of them when I was a kid.
It was so ridiculous.
I had all the sing-along songs and stuff.
But great pool. All three. Good pools.
At least someone can represent.
You got the show.
Hey, Elf was a
Elf's
very
a great
respectable.
pool, and Yellow Jackets for the win.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. Like, even though you ended up not liking it.
Well, I do. I'm just like.
Is there going to be 4 and 5?
Yeah. It'll be in a couple
Oh, I didn't know
years,
that. That's cool.
But, yeah.
You know who my girl, like the girl I love the most is and I don't know why. I think it's her acting. I want to say Shauna. Is that the main lady?
Yeah, brown hair, the one that.
Yeah.
Okay, spoiler, but it's like the first episode, the one who's like fucking Jackie's boyfriend.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's wild, man.
I
love her.
You will hate her by the end of season 3.
Let me tell you, it's funny you say that because towards the end, or maybe the middle, I think towards the end, she kind of won me back a little bit. But there was some point last season where I was like, I don't like this bitch anymore. Like, there's something like, but
just wait.
Wow, yeah,
just wait. But like, yeah, I don't know. Sometimes I really relate to her.
Yeah.
Sometimes, okay.
Well, she's a great character. I mean, it's a good character.
Yeah, yeah. She's just. I don't know. She's crazy. You should just
Yeah, I can't.
You just
wait.
gotta watch it. It's all out. So.
All right.
Yeah, I would. Yeah. So, are you wrapped up with your movie talk?
Well, I am actually. There is one other thing that came to me. You opened for Nancy Wilson.
Oh my God! Yeah, that was fucking crazy.
Oh.
So yeah. And I want to hear about it, but you need to, because of that, watch the movie Almost Famous.
You know what? Yeah, because that's her ex-husband's movie, right? Yeah.
Nancy Wilson.
I have
Nancy
two
Wilson.
friends who that is their favorite movie.
And
the only time I've ever watched it, I was just very, very, very stoned, and I didn't know what was happening. I fell asleep.
You should try to rewatch it because I think you would relate to it, and it has Nancy Wilson roots because they were married when he was making it. But tell me about that. Like, how the hell did that come up?
Yeah, that was crazy. It was so random too because the booker for oh my God, I'm blanking on her name. I think her name's Laura. The booker for Rams had messaged me, and she was like, hey, they're looking for an opener. Do you want to open for Nancy Wilson? And I texted my mom. And, like, I just, like, was like, oh, look at this. And my mom freaked out. And, like, I didn't really consciously know Heart until after I got this. And then I realized, like, how big of a deal it was.
Oh, yeah, I mean, she's arguably one of the greatest guitar players of all
time.
Out. Definitely.
Well, men or women.
Mm-hmm.
She was incredible. Oh, my God. It was such an incredible show. She was so nice, too, and, like, invited me back after the show to like talk to her, or like before the show.
Good for her.
And then afterwards she was like, I want to take a picture with you. I was like, what the hell? I want to take a picture with you. She called me like Denise on stage or something, and then afterwards texted me and was like, oh my God, I told you I'd get nervous on stage. Like, I called you Denise, sorry. And I was like, you can call me Denise if you want. Like, that's my new name now.
You're Nancy Wilson.
That was 2 years ago.
Yeah, cool.
So
that's incredible.
Yeah, no, it was an insane experience. She follows me on Instagram.
That's like incredible.
Yeah, and I just follow everything she does. And then all of my favorite artists are like, she like posted pictures with like Chappell Roan and Lucy Dacus, and like they're all hanging out, and I'm just like, damn, that is so crazy.
Yeah, that's
like
cool.
Life is just so weird, but she was insane. And also like Magic Man is one of my favorite songs.
Oh man,
so,
I mean, all like the Heart catalog is a who's who of greatest hits of the 70s.
Seriously,
and the 80s. I mean, they had a run in the 80s, a huge run. Wait, what the hell is the song? Never. Like they had a song called Never in the 80s.
Barracuda.
Well, that was
that
70s,
one is so,
that was 70s.
Yeah, baby.
I got
Barracuda
all of
was
those on
big.
vinyl. That's one of my 80s exceptions. Like I followed hard through that.
Right. Well, remember that album? I just remember mid '80s they hit again with "Never," and then there was another great song. I mean, the whole album was good, but
Was it?
what the hell was the other hit?
I want
on
to
that?
say. Wait, I need to look this up before I'm really wrong.
And then,
Yeah, Alone. And what chills me to the bone.
right, I can't.
Get to alone. Yes.
Thank
there
you.
you go.
That's good.
Thank you. All right,
Oh my God,
wheels
we
up
got
there
Anne in
going.
the
pew, pew, pew.
house. Anne in the house.
Thank you. Yeah, well, that's exciting. I just all of a sudden the Washington Post and the Nancy thing hit my brain because I was like, damn.
Yeah, that was crazy. She was so freaking nice, so down to earth. Like,
And the mere
awesome.
like
fact,
one of the most down to earth people that I've ever met, and like I feel like it always goes that way, where the people with the most reason to not be down to earth are the most earthly people. Like she was just so humble. She was talking about how nervous she was, and I was like, are you
Right.
kidding me? Like, you still get nervous? She played like 2 days or a few days before. She was like in Niagara Falls, like playing a huge show, and like I think Heart's touring now, like together. But I don't know. And she's so cool. And they did a cover of Comfortably Numb by Pink Floyd, and
That's
it was
awesome.
just it was just beautiful.
but I mean,
It was so
marinate
cool.
on that for a minute. Nancy Wilson follows you. Like that's fucking awesome.
Yeah, I mean, it is such a like imposter syndrome is so real, and I think like it's something that everybody fights.
Sure.
I feel like the people. Never mind. That's a different take. But I don't know. Like there's times where I have to be like, well, this is someone who like believes in me, and I said that they believe in me, and
Right.
and like look at what they've done.
Right.
And also like as a woman in that time period, like in the 70s, playing in this rock band, like to have that perspective.
Oh yeah.
Where it's just like that much harder than today. It's just I don't know, it's just something that you can forget because like life goes on, and like disappointing things happen, and then you remember that, and you're like, I think everything is gonna be okay.
Yeah,
like,
it's huge. It's a huge
But it's
account-
warranted. I mean, the fact of the matter is you make good music.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Right. And the imposter syndrome thing is interesting because you feel it on your side and she still feels it on her side. And I guarantee you Einstein felt it, and
Yeah.
every person that you think must be over it isn't.
I know. And it's the people that you think must always have imposter syndrome that don't have imposter syndrome.
Well, right. That's true. That's true.
Sorry.
That's good stuff. All right. Well,
Yeah.
are we
So,
good, Wade Davis? You guys?
Well, just go about your where everybody can find you, read
Oh,
about you, see
yeah.
your schedule, besides what's happening in Baltimore.
Yeah, you gotta go on What's Happening in Baltimore for that May 1st show. But you can follow me Instagram and stuff, Daphne Eckman Music. I mean, if you just search Daphne Eckman on Spotify, on whatever you listen to music on, my album's out on basically every single platform. I just checked them all. Yeah, it's just Daphne Eckman Music. Come see me. It's
Yeah.
Daphne Eckman and the Ladies.
I don't know how
Sometimes.
anything. Spotify is Spotify, but you have a respectable Spotify following. I mean,
you.
Acupuncture has 253,000 streams.
Yeah, that's insane. It was because we did that Tiny Desk contest entry, and
Right.
it blew up
Yeah.
for some reason. And so that song
It's
is
a
a
good
lot.
song. I mean,
I think at this time I'm like 11.
Yeah, but all your
followers
songs are.
away.
I mean, all your songs are like.
I have a lot of
10 more followers until I'm at 4,000 followers on Spotify. So,
nice. Yeah.
4,000 followers. I thought it was like 9,000.
listeners.
That's listeners.
Oh,
It's different.
different.
Not all who follow listen, and not all who listen follow.
That's
Yeah, that's what I said. I'm not 100% sure how Spotify.
Yeah.
Neither am I.
Do you get paid? Do they send you like checks?
Surprisingly, because we go through DistroKid,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. But I mean, it's
Right. But you do.
it's like nothing.
but the check still shows up
yeah,
that you
Right.
get
yeah,
cash.
which is really cool. But
Right.
like Spotify as a whole, there's like a
Yeah,
that's a conversation for a different podcast.
Listen,
Yeah,
Chris,
no, I
Chris
agree.
is upstairs
Chris is-
right now
Yeah.
hitting the damn table.
I know.
going,
Yeah, but
Man.
he gets a Spotify check every now and then.
I know,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
they ain't right.
No,
I know.
it is not right.
I
They're
feel like
not
it's
right.
definitely
It's a necessary
one of,
evil, though.
Exactly.
It is.
It's a necessary evil, and like people who are like, I'm not going to put my music on Spotify, like it's only impactful when it's somebody who is really, really big. Like it was impactful when Joni Mitchell and Neil Young did it, and they're back on Spotify now.
Right.
So
Yeah,
it's like,
right.
you know, like
You can't fight the beast.
I mean, you
have
can
to ride it.
try.
You
Like
have to ride
hopefully,
it, you know?
I don't know. Like I don't know.
Am I crazy to miss Napster? Like,
No,
I
you're
I
not.
feel like people still bought albums then.
Yeah.
Well, they did. Listen,
You'd
that's
like
No
to-
one listens to albums
You'd
anymore.
like try it out and you'd buy it if you liked it, and if you didn't like it,
right.
you know,
right.
like it. It was.
I
it was
listen
like a
to
crucible.
albums still.
Good.
Me too.
I do.
Yeah, I love albums,
Mostly
but
just Daphne's.
it's just evolution of thought. You know, attention spans. It's a weird thing, man. It's,
I just got
the rhythms
my
went
wife's
to single.
Yeah, my wife's birthday was April 4th, and I got her the dual LP vinyl of The Cure mixed up,
Durr.
and we put it on and we listened to it. That's one of the best albums.
It has
man.
to
It's so
sound
cool
incredible.
because
Yeah.
it's like a remix, but Robert Smith did it. Like,
Yeah, I
it's
know.
not like somebody else came in and did the remix. He was involved in all of it.
That's great.
Well, that's something
So
I
good.
appreciate about vinyl is that at least people still get vinyl, because with
I
vinyl
love it.
nobody cares enough to like put the needle in the middle of
Mm-hmm.
the record to play a specific song. Like you just listen to the
Right.
full album and you
Yep.
flip it, and like I don't know. I feel like I was exposed to so much music when I got my record player, and like people would just give me records and I would
Yeah.
just put it on. Like I listened to like the Beatles, like the entire White Album,
Mm-hmm.
and realized how like what a crazy album
Right.
that is.
Yeah, it's
like just by
cool.
listening to it, because if you only listen to the I Will or whatever the songs that everybody knows from the White Album, you're like, oh, I know the White Album, but you don't know the
Right.
White Album until you listen to the whole White Album and you realize that they're insane.
Yeah, when my wife's father passed away a couple years ago, I got his whole record collection, which
damn.
is it's got some
It's
cool
great.
stuff in it that's still wrapped in plastic too. Like it's wild.
Well, you know what's crazy, Daphne? You're younger, so you might not realize this, but records weren't around. Like when I was in high school and middle school, records were a dead art. Like it was
damn.
cassette tapes, no CDs.
Well, cassette tapes and then CDs, but vinyl was still gone. through
Right.
both of those.
Nobody gave a shit about vinyl. There wasn't a record to be found anywhere. All the old men had records and
Right.
8-tracks.
I
And
mean,
that
you
was
could
it.
you could go find vinyl, but it wasn't. People weren't producing new albums.
There might have been hip stores
Yeah.
around the country stuff, but I'm saying like in general, like
Yeah,
we didn't
it
have
was
a vinyl
wild,
store.
yeah.
I think Soundgarden was always
Probably.
there. But you know, it's like
Yeah.
it was a dying breed,
No,
and then
it's
all of
cool.
a sudden after 2000, like people started giving a shit about vinyl again. People realized it was the better medium. I
Dude, I
guess.
just built
Yeah.
that vinyl wall in my house with all the
Yeah,
local
right.
signed albums. You have vinyl?
I do. We sold out of it though. I need to get. And the worst part is, it's like I get it from Canada.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Well, they're
Yeah.
gonna-
Well, no, didn't they release those tariffs? Or whatever? we
let's
don't have
let's
to
not get into it.
Yeah, we don't have to
It's
get into it. But
complicated.
I've just been too afraid to even look at
Yeah.
like what it would look like to reorder.
Well, when
so.
you do, I will need a signed copy to put up on the wall. I have pressing
Absolutely.
I have a lot. I have Sweet Leda pressing strings. They're in Annapolis.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Right.
Grace
if
Potter.
we get Scribe
Orla
in here-
Gartland. What are you guys listening
Oh,
to? Like
do you
right
say
now?
Orla Garland?
Yeah,
I love her,
Dude,
yeah.
she's playing next Saturday at 9:30.
Oh, no
I
way.
cannot go.
Oh no way! Why?
I'm bummed
Oh,
because my
goodness.
son has a soccer tournament, which is
Oh.
fine. I want to go to it, but
Yeah.
Right.
oh yeah, I'm a huge fan of her. Like,
Yeah.
she's awesome.
Yeah.
But I feel like she'll be back. So
For
I'll,
sure.
I'll be able to see
Definitely.
her.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we got anything else?
Wait,
Do
didn't
you-
I say? Oh yeah, I said like I know we've talked about music, but what are you guys listening to like right now?
Like local or
Anything
In
like,
general.
Is
I
there
listen to a
something?
lot of Doechii. Have you listened?
I
to
love
So do I,
Doechii.
dude.
Oh
Like,
my God.
Me,
Don't know.
yeah, no,
Her
me
mixtape
and my
is
family are
epic.
Doechii.
Never
She
heard
was
of
at the
it.
Grammys. She did that
She
crazy,
won the,
awesome performance.
She won the best
Best rap-
hip hop album or
yeah.
rap album. Yeah.
Didn't-
She's the
Didn't
first,
say it.
like the last time a female won best rap album was like the 80s. It was
Well,
like
it was Cardi B and
Cardi
then it was
B
Lauryn Hill.
and Lauryn Hill. So there's third. She's the third.
Doechii. I don't think I ever heard of it.
She
You
and
watched
she's-
the Grammys?
I didn't. I
Oh,
watched
you
like a
didn't?
piece of
Oh,
it.
no, she's great.
Yeah, like I saw the very beginning or something.
Yeah.
Or I didn't watch the whole night.
She deserves it. It was
Yeah.
that Grammy. She's incredible. I've been, I've been listening to a lot of Lana Del Rey.
I give
Thomas
Lana Del
loves
Rey
Lana
things.
Del Rey.
So do I.
Nice.
I'm super late to it, but I was just having one of those weeks where I was sad and I listened to so much Lana Del Rey. And then I had this week I was feeling very angry and I listened to the first Smashing Pumpkins album has been on repeat for me. Because my dad was like, oh, I loved that album when I was a teenager, so I've been listening.
So you just are on the Doechii kick.
I'm loving Doechii. I just saw Kaki King play. I used to be really into her.
Kaki King at
The
Ram's
guitarist,
Head.
yeah, she's at Ram's Head.
She was on our calendar. I put that on our calendar.
Nice. Yeah, I've seen the name.
She's awesome.
Yeah.
What else do I like?
Esperanza's Spot.
Oh, well, yeah, there's always Esperanza.
We share like a lot of female rap. Oh, you like Haley Knox?
Oh, I love Haley Knox.
No, I don't know Haley.
And
Knox.
Kate Stevenson.
Oh, Kate Stevenson is
She's
from
based in Nashville.
Oh my God.
She's incredible.
The two of them are like just powerhouses.
And what, she's rap or she's country?
So
There's rap and there's country.
There's two options. There's CCM too, you know. There's that, but they're none of those.
What is CCM?
Contemporary Christian music. That's the other thing they have in Nashville. They have the school for it.
Nice.
She's like folk songwriter-esque. I feel like that singer-songwriter with an acoustic guitar is coming back. That's
But
like kind of
she'd get
genreless.
really out of pocket about.
Yeah.
Like she's like her song "Lie a Little" is like.
It's like
I don't even know the influences.
It's like dance music, satire, like
crazy.
on like toxic male musicians who like to be like I'm a feminist and wear like skirts, but it's and paint their nails, but it's not like it's like performative.
So it's like me, yeah.
Yeah,
Pretty much
you're
me.
being pretty performative.
That's why I
right
like the
now.
song. It's about me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Haley Knox is just like it's like self-produced R&B, like what would you call it? I don't know.
No,
I love
I want a
R&B.
different boyfriend for each one of my moves.
Yeah, really, they're all three like Doechii, Kate Stevenson, and Haley
Sophie
Knox.
Hunter's really good too.
And Sophie Hunter. All of them have really interesting cadences and like they're really neat.
Sophie Hunter is this rap artist that really reminds me of who's the famous girl actress who has like the red curly hair,
Natasha Lyonne.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I think she has
American Pie.
and she has
Yeah.
and she has like a bunch of these different voices that she does. When I love when rappers have different voices and cadences for things like throughout the song.
Yeah, it's awesome.
She's like genius at it, and she doesn't. It's like when you're not trying to sound pretty, when you're just trying to be like this. She has this like ugly, like aunt who's like this like hyper sexual weird. I don't know. It's cool. It's like, and then she has like her scary voice. I don't know. It's fun to listen to, and like I like taking that energy and like applying it to, like melodic music, or not saying that's not melodic, but not rap.
Yeah, totally.
Right. All right, well, are we good?
We're good. Just
And
make sure you stick around
Thomas, you got anything
for
to
the
plug?
music.
Like, what like
I don't think so.
gingerwolf.com
And
or
Pizza
some
We
shit
Crust.
like that?
You can look at it. It's been the way it is since 2015.
All right, cool.
Haven't really changed it.
Nice.
Stick around for the music.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
gonna stick around for the live performance afterwards. It was a pleasure meeting you guys.
It was great to hang out
Yeah,
with
it
you.
was awesome.
It was great.
Stay
having you.
sane, Baltimore.
Yep.
All right.
Yay! Look at that. One, two, three, four. Is it enough to say I'm sorry? 'Cause I don't have the energy to dissect all parts of me. I said I didn't like the way he drank till he got angry, making snide remarks until his friends got him home safely. And now I'm drinking something pink and crinkling my eyelids. All my friends are talking about their weekend in the islands. I'm watching them just bubbling and I'm overanalyzing.
holding secret grudges, apologizing on the phone for getting next to nothing. At some point something shifted, and it's me that's up to something. I don't like when you're mad at me, and I think you probably should not be, but now it's my fault that we're not okay. A pendulum that's swinging just one way. If I'm a baby, please don't throw it in my face. And I hate you, but I hate that you're in vain. I can see how all this would drive you away. I'm not moving until you tell me what went wrong. If I'm improving, then why'd you have to take so goddamn long? I've been stewing like a cynic that can't see his own mistakes, and I'm not losing, but is it willing to refuse to accept my fate? Accept my fate. Now I'm growing up, now I'm an adult like you. Now we're getting somewhere. Now I got a foolproof excuse to go back to your place, throwing up on my shoes. I won't accept that it's over. In fact, I fucking refuse. So no, no, no. It isn't enough to say I'm sorry. I'm such a good girl. I took my medicine and I never reached for you. I stayed on my side of the bed. I stood inside my bathtub, cold water streaming in, to make sure you don't feel my body heat on top of your skin. Been such a good girl, I get to be with you. Good things will come to those who do exactly what you say to do. Do I get my reward, or is it in the mail? If I said I felt queasy, I'll go to good girl jail. I'll close my eyes and hear the silence of the dark, and I will take what I can get, and I will do my good girl part. You're so smart and strong, how do you hang the moon so high that it has entered orbit? That moon has good girl vibes. You're such a good man, I'll raise and feel good time. Drink till you win the party with one before bed glass of wine. I watch you from my good girl edge, but you don't know I'm there. You're crying to a stranger, your good man life's not fair, and I will close my eyes and picture how I see your face, 'cause I love the way I'm yours. I will show you good girl grace, methodical and fearless, how you hang my moon so I lost the side of orbit. My moon with good girl vibes. you said you loved me best. Where's my phone? You see it manifest into a lump inside your throat, and I'll watch my tongue. If you would come and hold me till I'm just your sack of bones. 'Cause all I wanna do is touch your skin, but that would mean you have to let me in. So while I feel your teeth sink in my flesh, I remember once you said you loved me best. And I recall the day I took you home. Complimented my heaven and my star. You picked me up, said my body's white as air. I guess it just felt better you were there. Love is blind. Tell you I'm a cannibal and you say you don't mind. So take your time. I'll be sitting on your couch till you're ready to dine. I'll be sitting on your couch till you're ready to die.
Thanks for listening, Baltimore. You can find us at www.sanitylounge.com or on Instagram at sanity.lounge.
Keep listening and subscribe.
Stay sane, Baltimore.